headshots out of Rouse. Has he really got another one in him? Your crosshair coming.
10 seconds left. You got to beat them both. ZywOo's dropped the bomb. They need the kill. They need it now. He's so low. They've got to chase. Oh, ZywOo's done it. Orb trying to deliver, and it's a third. A wolf in sheep's clothing, K-Serato. Oh my god!
Demon's Killer rotate through the door, Demon doubles, and somehow won the round.
Wow, that's a thing of beauty. Controls the A1S.
What could go wrong? There's not a flash. Oh wait, there's a flash. Oh, there's a Molotov. Oh, there's two people here. Oh, one man left
my
up.
God.
Rouse, they're coming for you, buddy.
Oh my god, for you. Oh no!
Rouse commits to it. He's making it competitive. Rouse thinking too much. Gets around the corner just in time. Swings out for it, and he says play on.
They're going to try and get in. They're going to try and get past K-Serato's AWP. Back to the site. Going over, trying to dodge danger. They can't figure it out. It's a murder mystery, and K-Serato was there all along.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, DHL, 1xBet, US Air Force, Zowie, Monster Energy, csgo Hub powered by Coil, and Gaming Malta.
Well, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can imagine we're right back into the fray, right back where we left off. Of course, that would be ESL Pro League's 15th season. Now that A and B are done, it's time to see our way right on into the next group. That's right. It has shaped up quite like this. All the teams that have started, well, these are the teams that have actually made it through thus far. That'll be the top three from each group. And if you can look, Nip and Furia have secured their way, their path. You look at the likes of Entropics, the Fanatics of the world that somehow managed to pull it all the way through. And then, of course, pulling it all the way back would have to be me to the desk here. My name is Trace, and of course, it's nice to meet you guys as always. Or perhaps you've been watching for some time and you know exactly who I'm about to introduce. I do have Janko Paunovic here, esteemed analyst, of course, many coaching roles and gigs, or however you want to put that. And then there's Kassad. All right, so let's get this show.
You did this one in the first week. Come on, Trace.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Kassad, also a very, very talented individual. A lot of veterancy when it comes to Serbian Counter-Strike, and basically Counter-Strike as a whole, as he was the one that invented the original computer, so it was easy for him to get
His favorite map is Ancient.
Roger that.
Again, you used one.
It's low-hanging fruits.
Hey man, there's new viewers every time. You know, it's not the same.
You come up with some
20 people that watch this
I was
show
gonna
every
say,
day.
Trace, you know, really started to miss you, but then you said that, and so.
Well, I said nice things about both of you. I ain't heard a damn nice thing at all. But that's not what it's about. That's not what it's about at all. In fact, I said we were going to see our way into a new group, and that's what we're going to do. But not before catching up, at least with the stuff that we've seen thus far. And I think Ince Furia, the qualification there, looking at the big picture here, what the hell happened, Kassad?
Yeah, well, Furia topped that group. Nobody expected that, and Ants was the second one in the group. They battled each other in that round 4. They both qualified after that game. Ants lost 2-1, and Furia, even though they lost the phase in the last one, they managed to secure the first place. Spinks was leading the way for Ants. I mean, everybody expected strong individuals, and he led the way for them to like qualify for the advance of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they just played great Counter-Strike. I mean, both Furia and Dance really. Spinks in that series was great. He's top 5 in the tournament, but also in the top 5 are pyjamas, Rez, Mezzi, right? Not the names you would expect, with Zaiwu, Nico, Hunter, Yakindar all already being out of the running trace.
The team that didn't play good CS was the team on your screen.
Tell us more about that. Back those words up with
the thing is, like, after the blast and really good showing on the very first tournament of the year, they kind of didn't show much after that. On Katowice, they lost to Heroic and Players, and after that, I think they didn't qualify for the playoffs here. So they need some more time. You gotta wonder, like, what is the actual problem? Is the communication? Is it like the new system, the new coach, new kind of, you know, all around like system they have? So I guess they need more time.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to wait for that blue screen to play itself out. No, I'm kidding. Always hit the restart button. For us, we need to learn about Group C, and we're going to do it in an expedited fashion. Here, check this out.
I think Liquid is still in a state of being quite unknown. So their chances in this group with like some Movistar Riders, you got Big here, you have Godsent with a stand-in of Henny.
There are teams that are trying to prove themselves. Big want to show consistency. Godsent want to prove that they are still the second best team. Then there's Liquid that made some questionable changes, and they want to show that, like, no, those changes happened for a reason.
But that's the big question mark. What type of Counter-Strike are they going to deliver here against teams that on paper they should be beating? I think the state of Liquid right now is refining who they are and how they want to approach the game. We know their stars, we know what their potential can be from those individuals, but it's just how quick can Nitro as an individual get up to task of in-game leading in the modern meta. You know, he's been out for some time. That is one of the things he has to catch up on. Individually, I think he should have no issues slotting in as an aggressive rifler. And then over there with Shox, working out how he wants to approach an entirely new team. He's playing in English now, so more Counter-Strike, and then we can make a better diagnosis.
In Group C, we have the obvious favorites. Of course, it's the Players. So far, for the last year, they were doing a remarkable job at getting to the playoffs. Maybe like a year ago, when it comes to Cologne, yeah, like they struggled a little bit, but in the last few events, playoffs like was never like a question mark. Right now, they are really eager to get that Tier 1 title on the land because they want to prove that they are not onliners.
For a team like Movistar Riders, I feel like an event like Pro League is perfect for them. They get to play, you know, 5 best of 3s, they get to show what they've got on the world stage, and this event can be very important for propelling them further in World Counter-Strike.
They kind of surprised us at the ESL Pro League conference, so they're kind of the dark horse of this group.
And you have Party Astronauts. They're going to fall into a similar bucket as what LFO did. It's going to be from a smaller region where they're not supported in a massive way. They have to come on over and show what they've got, right? Show that they can contend, even if it's just individually at this level, while learning, while trying to develop for the future. Because you don't just come to an event like EPL as an underdog team and win.
Big in their previous roster had Kiro, but recently they decided to go through some changes. So right now, instead of him, we're gonna see Krimbo, who is an academy player.
So there's a couple of names here which are anomalies. There's a lot of question marks, and I think in this group, one of the main things we're gonna do is see who's got their act together quicker than others. That's gonna be the big question for me.
Well, don't worry, Chad. We're going to try to answer some of those questions with our famed tier list. Now, we did this for A and B. We're going to try to do it for C as well, this time just a little bit quicker. Just to go over the team list right out of the gate, Big, Godsent, Liquid, Players, Party Astronauts, and Movistar Riders. Let's start with the Movistar Riders. How about that, Yanko? Where do we put them?
I don't know, Trace, what are the categories?
The categories are playoff bound, chance of rain, going to the airport, or
The unknown.
the unknown for Movistar Riders.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Well,
They have some like upset potential. They always do when they play Tier 1 teams. Like they win some of these games, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
I would agree, just because of the group is the way it is. So yeah, definitely the unknown.
As one of the players said to me, the group is a bit stronger than sparkling water. Just a tiny bit stronger.
Great. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so are they as strong as the party astronauts? And Kassad, I'm looking at you
They
and
are going to
Yanko.
the airport.
Well, straight up, unlike Sprout, they're going straight to the airport. I mean, Sprout went to the train station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad News Bears went to the airport. No, who was in Group 1?
LFO.
LFO.
So party astronauts are going to the airport. Okay, that tends to happen, I guess, for NA teams. Sadly, that's just the day and age. The players, though. Now, this is a team we do know about. And why, Kassad?
Hobbit's company, right? They really are a playoff-bound team, right? They cannot afford to miss this one out. So they
never do. Like in Pro League, they've always been like super solid, barely dropping a game in groups. They just don't really drop games to teams that are beneath them, right? Like they have a very solid floor, so I think they're playoff bound 100%.
Okay. Well, party.
Not as much playoff bound Trace as Team Liquid is, who's going to be the #1 spot in this group.
You think so?
I think so.
You think that Shocks and company now have it kind of figured out?
When you say it that way, I don't like it, but
it sounds
let's
weird.
say Elysian Company are going.
Elysian Company. So playoff bound for Liquid. We can do that.
Yeah, don't ask me because I'm just like here for a.
Okay, so what is Godsend going to do?
Everything I say. Anyway.
What is Godsend going to do?
Godsend is a Chains of Rain. I mean, they are really strong individually, but they didn't really perform in the last couple of months. Chains of Rain is definitely considering the group teams.
They lost their best player in Phelps due to personal reasons, mental health reasons, Counter-Strike reasons. I think it was all the reasons
also
together.
Phelps is not their best player. So.
And Henny's coming back.
Now, Kassad, I know
they got the opera now. They got Henny Trace. Henny's back.
That does help.
Dumao is their best player.
How about this, Kassad? I know
12.
You have a strong spot.
Honestly,
he's best.
You have a strong spot for this next team. It's called Big. That would be Berlin International Gaming. Searson, no Searson, whatever. Talk to me about this team.
Well, Big just got a new addition to their team, and something that I didn't really expect, like getting Keto removed from that line. I feel like he was like...
It's from their other academy team.
Yeah.
They're
like their fake academy team, right? So they got Creambo from the fake academy team, right? And then...
Fake academy team.
And definitely, we don't know what he's going to show up, right? On the academy teams, when you play these like academy leagues and stuff, you don't really face tier 1 opposition, so we don't know really what to expect from individually. They probably know what they're doing, but for me, it's the unknown. Definitely unknown just because of that. And
I think that's kind of fair. I'll give it that, but based on time, perhaps, Yanko?
Yeah, we'll see. They qualified for the RMR with him in the lineup, right, playing instead of Keto already. So, and it's an interesting one, right, because when you look at it, it's been almost 2 years that Keto has been on the lineup, and he's had like good performances here and there, but I don't think he became the star they expected him to. So they just pulled the trigger on like this swap, maybe seeing more potential in Crimbo.
So you want to talk about stars? Well, we do have one. We have one, not necessarily in the studio. I mean, there's a couple stars up here. Wouldn't even say that we're a constellation, to say the least. But our star down on the sidelines is Heku. What's up, Heku?
Hello, Poland. 12 points from Germany go to the amazing weather outside. But on a more serious note, players and party astronauts are already ready to start the game. Actually, right now in the venue, we have 7 teams because EG decided to arrive 1 week in advance to make sure they don't have problems with jet lag. Plus, they can practice here in Europe. So I'm kind of looking forward to see how they'll perform. But that's going to happen in Group D. When it comes to Group C, we are ready to start the first series. So let's not delay it any longer. Back to you, Stunner.
What do you mean not delay it any longer? They just want us to stop talking. It's what they all say up here in the Twitch chat, at least. Just stop talk, start game, thank you, Heku, all of those things. 1xBet predictions. We put our eggs in a basket, or so to say, something along those terms, but this seems to be a box with no eggs and just a basket. Kassad, you want to give us spoilers to who you think's getting out of the group?
Of course not.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. This is his final vote.
Thank you so much for your work.
Thank you so much. That is our 1xBet prediction box, which we will get to in due time. For now, we go to a break, ladies and gentlemen, so we can jump back into it. Get right back to where we left off. We got Counter-Strike coming your way. 2 best-of-3s from our group, and then another one thereafter. So that's 3 total on the trot for the day, and we'll be right back after this break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
5 years, the Lanxess Arena of Cologne has been the about competitive Counter-Strike. The favourites coming into the tournament have just unlocked the intel of the air, and now they're pushing on.
Call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt. Go!
We've got SK, we've got Liquid. Second map coming up. I hope you're ready for it.
Liquid, you've got some problems right now. It's definitely looking good for SK.
Liquid starting on the terrorist side and SK on the CT side.
Let's be honest, 2016 wasn't the best year for Team Liquid, despite having great names in their roster. That's why their performance in Cologne might have surprised quite a bit, especially when you consider the teams they had to face. They managed to climb all the way to the grand final, and now stood against the mighty Brazilians from SK Gaming. However, soon enough, Liquid realized that this might be just too much for them to handle. And after being swept from train, they again found themselves struggling for breath on cobblestone.
FNX in position. There's another spray, and FNX all three.
And that's when JDM sparked a faint glimmer of hope.
Seconds on the clock as JDM picks up 2 big kills, a third one coming in. The American sniper saves them, and that's an ace in 1 round. JDM destroying SK.
Ready to get this first matchup underway for Group C. Players versus Party Astronauts representing North America. Then for the players, you've got Enter, Shiro, Nafany, Axile, and Hobbit. Well, they have got to be walking into this one with their heads high and as a favorite within the group itself. Of course, with that being said, you got to also consider anything can happen when you're an astronaut partying in whatever space that you might be. Now, guys, don't have a whole lot of time here, but really, who are the Party Astronauts again?
Yeah, they're this North American team, Trace. You got the legend of PTR back on the server. He's actually a standing instead of Viz, who is their new addition, but couldn't get his passport in time.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a great question. Who are the party astronauts? Let's find out.
Jonji's one of those players that I think a lot of people are aware of. He's a highly emotional player. He's feeling the game like he pretty much feels unstoppable. He brings a lot to the team in terms of strategy and how he wants to play specifically in rounds, and I think it alleviates a lot of pressure off of Ben Lee, you know, and he doesn't have to call every single round off of spawn, and he gets to play his own game as well. Ben Lee, as our IGL, easily one of the hardest working teammates I've ever had. Puts a lot of time in and out of the server, and he does a lot, I want to say, emotional support for the boys, you know, making sure that everybody's staying in the game and keeping morale up. Pwn alone.
In the game, it's like he's a little kid. He's just running around, just always looking to kill everybody on the server, and he's a really good teammate to have. And outside the game, the same way, man. He's 30 years old, but it's like he's just a kid at heart, you know? He's a good guy, he's a good friend, and
he's literally just living his dream, playing a video game that he loves. He's one of those players that brings up everybody on an emotional level where you're having fun and you're not thinking about anything other than just making sure you're enjoying yourself.
DJ, he recently turned into our lurker, and he's just been adapting to how we are playing. And especially with Pete, it's been kind of different, but he's slotted in well, and he's a very hard worker.
Pete, he's one of those players that he sort of got like that brotherly love vibe. One of his favorite sayings, like, if you're smiling, you're fragging. He tries to keep that mentality throughout every game, and it definitely helps us on like another level. So Munster is a type of coach that is doing 5 jobs at once. He spends a lot of time watching demos, preparing strategies, and providing as much information for us as he possibly can to make sure that going into each game, we have a good understanding of how our opponents are going to play and how we should be playing the games.
I would say we're unpredictable. So we try to make the teams have like a guessing game, basically, where they won't have info, and we just try to manipulate rotations and make them have a guessing game and just try to catch people off. And we feel like that's how our game is very good and has been developing over the past months very well.
So we got DJ Jonji, Ben Leet, Pwn alone. I know that Ben Leet and Pwn alone have been playing SoCal lands, but what is it about Dirty Peak Pete that we're not talking about here, Yanko?
He went pro in poker or something like that, right?
Crazy.
That's
what happened.
He's been around for forever, right? Like his time in CLG, you know, in North America back in those early days, right?
Sort of Dignitas jersey on HLTV.
Heart and soul, brother, right?
Yeah, heart and soul, brother. Except for in this case, it's going to take a lot more than heart and soul.
That's known for his standing behind Fallen and the guys when they were on their way up.
Yeah, in Katowice, nonetheless. Oh, the handshake. Hell, maybe we reenact it. You want to reenact it? You want to give it a try?
How did it go? Like, yeah, never mind.
Just like that. In fact,
oh, that was great, guys.
Yeah, great. Some of our best work. Good thing we're not paid actors. We're just somewhat talent.
You're paid, I don't know what.
So for party astronauts, they didn't pay to be here. They earned their way here, right? So we'll give them the respect they deserve and hope that NA can put out another competitor.
You know who paid for them to be here?
Shout out Lil Momo one time for making dreams become realities and not just memes. But of course, that's for him to tell you all about. For us, it's just about the idea, not just for the party astronauts. That's just like a totally different echelon of Counter-Strike. I look at players on the other side of the server here, and it's pretty obvious that there is a skill disparity between these two teams.
It's definitely David against Goliath kind of thing. I think this is the true
say that again.
Picture. That he did it.
You already
you
say that every week. You're on his ass about repeating the same joke.
You said it again.
I didn't say it. You said it. I just used it.
It was on the broadcast.
Okay, never mind.
He said.
Anyway, look, David versus Goliath right here.
Say it one more time for the camera.
Not many people, you know, gonna know how to play against party astronauts, right? Especially in this group, maybe except Liquid, you know, and that's pretty much it. Right now we have players who were coming out from Katowice, kind of disappointing result. For them, quarterfinals against FaZe, they lost 2-0. It's like just enough, you know, to keep them somewhat satisfied with the event, but not
I don't
really.
Think so. They got stomped.
Not really, you know.
Yeah, well, the games weren't even close.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like,
I know what happened there. What happened there, Trace?
It's not looking good.
Someone tell us.
Perhaps Hobbit and company could tell us themselves. Will you? You gonna do it, Hobbit?
Yeah, in Katowice, we just lost in playoffs in quarterfinal against FaZe. First of all, the FaZe did great. I mean, they played really well. JKS did a lot of job, and it was hard to play against mixed teams because you don't know what to expect from them. And of course, Kerrigan, they read us. His goals was really great, and it was hard to read him, and it was hard to adapt for it. So that's the, I think, main reason why we lost. Of course, there is a lot of factors. I mean, the unexperienced things. The atmosphere in the team was not the best one, and no happiness inside our heart. So I think that taken one of the most important thing.
Yeah, so for the players, there are going to be some familiar faces right here. Obviously, we know that they're capable of just about taking the fight to any team that could be standing in front of them in the server, Yanko.
Yeah, just surprised that Shiro's growing facial hair. He's finally come of age, Trace.
It happens. A pandemic will do that to a man.
But yeah, I mean, it was difficult. I mean, they lost to FaZe, who won the whole event, right? But I think they would have definitely wanted to do better in that game, simply, right? You know, they are a team that relies a lot on preparation. It's hard to prepare against a team that is playing with the stand, but still with all those factors. Exile was playing great up until, you know, that point. So I think they had things going for them to have an even deeper run.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, FaZe itself, how they played the whole event with JKS was just simply, you know, incredible. And I feel like they even got stomped, like you said, on 16-5, 16-10 on that Dust 2 and I think Inferno game. So overall, like I said, their results are not terrible. They expected definitely to defend their title, but like I said, that it's just enough not to panic. That was
yeah. But you know, this is still a team that does provide a threat within the group. Right? We want to talk about Liquids, this, that, and the other. Both players and company.
Of the group, definitely.
Well, what is your favorite map to play today outside of Inferno?
Vertigo.
Will it be Vertigo?
Oh,
it's banned like first.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think it's Ancient pick here for... This is the other way around. This is the other way around, right? So this is like the Inferno pick from Party Astronauts, Ancient pick... From players, and then the decider is Overpass. Wow, this is like really hard to do. But yeah, that's something that Party Astronauts. That's something that Party Astronauts got away with a lot in North America. Like their permaban is Vertigo, but they don't really play Ancient either. Luckily, you know, a lot of other North American teams, Ancient is their permaban, right? So they didn't have to play it recently, but you know, against a team like players, they're definitely going to take advantage of, you know, your shallow map pool.
Party Astronauts, they qualify for the RMR, right? And then I guess they had a little bit of a gap, knowing they're going to be coming to Europe and playing teams like Players, right? And Liquids and all these stronger teams. So they maybe got something for us, but I do believe it's going to be one-way traffic.
And also in that RMR, they played like the best of ones for seeding.
Like that one?
And in that best of one, they beat EG on Inferno 16-7. So
that was a seeding game. It's a seeding game. Finals best of one.
I just said that.
I don't believe there is too much to it.
He said it already.
Just like
he just said it already.
I can't catch a break here.
It's all right.
So take attention.
Shot, how about this? Do you want to be the one to sit here and say that the Party Astronauts are going to take map 1?
No.
Yanko?
Not really, Trace, no, but you know, my job is to paint a picture that it's possible, right, so that people would watch instead of just switching.
Your job is to lie.
Valorant or something like that.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. Not around here.
Overwatch 2.
This is the ESL Pro League. We're not playing any of those other
Heroes of the Storm.
Games.
Oh, no, wait.
No Heroes of New Earth. Frozen Throne's done too. All that crap. Be quiet, guys. Let's get into the game.
Red Alert, Command and Conquer.
Inferno with the players and the Party Astronauts. In order to do that, the commentators need to be named, and they are The Sponge and The Machine. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much. Players, Party Astronauts, Age of Empires 2. We're getting into it.
One of my favorites, Age of Empires, actually.
What did the villagers used to say?
I don't know. I just had the Photon Men and Big Daddy for the car that would drive around and
go,
shoot. That was good, too. Yeah, you could convert. Well, I'm converted right now as we are not live. Not live.
Oh.
Rings out throughout the server. That was my priest impression, but not a woolulu, but a...
Yeah. And the sheep would just be like a little bell, like a cowbell.
Did you... With the thing with the sheep, was it better to kill the sheep for food?
It was a question of whether or not you wanted to kill them immediately for food, or you'd bring them back to your base and breed them into a more substantial source of food.
Because you have the farms.
Hugo and Harry were casting last week. Just a reminder as well that they have departed and we've got an extra special treat. Anders and Mauer in the building.
Yeah, mixing it up again, don't we? Alan's back over there on the analyst desk, going to be joining up with Blair. And then obviously we've got the Three Stooges kicking off the day, as always. So if you guys want to make sure you get your comedy in, I do. I'm not joking. You can attest. I'm truly sitting here cracking up at the three of them going at each other. It's a great dynamic.
It is a great dynamic. It's only getting better. A whole lot of fun to be had. And it looks like our fun starts now. 1xBet did have the odds up. It was a 1-9. Ben says he likes to catch them off guard, Chad.
All right, let's see. What do they got? T-side Inferno. A bit hard to catch them off guard. Inters with an info peak. Axel in the site. Jonji taking some space. Let's see how much he can really get here. As longside is their affection.
Yeah, they're charging in, but there's a whole squad here. Oh, they're going to just run into this trap. Jonji doesn't clear the library, but neither does Nafan. He hasn't finished his job. Now DJ gets a chance to come online. Down goes Ben to a click of Axel. Axel alive and kicking. And yeah, this is just the pain of this tight site. Does take another one for his troubles, but that will fall apart. And I guess when you don't keep him guessing, you got 5 to deal with.
Yeah, so good stuff there from the players rotating in, locking this one down. And that interview with Hobbit. Is there a single person in the entire world who dislikes Hobbit? I don't think there can be.
You could, I mean, if you did, it would be a very poor reflection of you.
Yeah, Hobbit's so nice.
Yeah, he's just, it's almost like indomitably nice. You can't fault him.
Yeah. If I was half as nice as Hobbit, I think the world would be a better place. But
wow, you've really given yourself a lot of credit there.
Force way out of the astronauts. Let's see if they can take us to the moon here on the second round.
He's dead. Yep. Wow, I prophesized that. He really was a sitting duck. Sprayed down. Hobbit's not going to let up the gas. The ugliest Tech 9 in Counter-Strike equipped by Ben.
That's my face in the mornings on the toilet.
Yeah, it is. Just a real frowny boy.
Just a quick one out there. If there are any North American viewers joining us at this early hour, hit us up, you know. I'm sure, you know, maybe right now it must be the AMs as opposed to the PMs.
It's 4 a.m., Chad, in LA.
Yeah, so the AMs.
So good morning.
But you could be in New York. It'd be, what, 6 or 7?
Yeah, you know, you could be up. You've done your bins. You've done... Yeah.
That was a rough one there from DJ. That smoke you see in Boiler that blocked off, that was his missed throw. So it just gave them one corridor to pick down mid. So that one sucks.
It does suck.
Not fun.
Less fun for the rest as they did fully invest. And the flash not catching Nafany. That's a great shot out of Ben. Working his magic into the site. They'd love a plant. Kind of justifies the investment. And if they could just maybe force a couple more rebuys, this would be mission complete.
Or mission control.
Being the operative word, not going to have it. And a double swung. We will end it there. 7 o'clock in New York, so good morning to you.
Okay, so breakfast,
I feel like a radio station.
Breakfast burritos, probably, at this time of day.
I guess that is quite an American thing.
Yeah? Maybe a Starbucks?
I've never had a more upset stomach than the breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
My body just wasn't ready for all of that fried food in a condensed.
What was in your...
There was a lot of egg, a lot of bacon, a lot of...
Really? I like a good one with chorizo.
Oh, that does sound...
Yeah.
I do love
it. With a little bit more. It can't just be, you know, a standard
more kind of
deep fry.
Yeah, exactly. Just too much grease. And we get to see them get a little greasy with another attempt at some util and a bomb plant. Now let's see if they can weather this storm. Players... Definitely no slouch, especially here on Inferno, even though Party Astronauts have aimed to pick it. We get to see Ancient after this. I'm very excited to see them. By them, of course, in reference to both of the teams here. Party Astronauts get to show us what they've been working on. The desk highlighting that it was somewhat of a punish, and that's a punishing set of nades. Nafany's trying to bodyguard Hobbit's retreat. They could have run. They could run him down. You're right, 13 bullets and a low HP Hobbit. That is Shiro acknowledging the very same flaw. The gap in the armor. And just boosted up, takes the individual duel. Ben, don't lose your util. Wants to throw that to keep them guessing here.
Yeah, well, at least they've ping-ponged them around the map here into a 3-man B rotate. But now Shiro can mosey on over, back towards A. Plenty of time on the clock, no dramas. Inters and Axel are in quite passive setup right now. So even though it is a 3-on-3 on the site, this lower buy, this light investment yet again is likely just to be knocked on its ass. Here comes the big man, Shiro. 1, 2, and 3. Hey, there it is. 3 kills for Shiro in the round and his first 3 frags of Infern's Bruh. As we look forward into the first gunny. So let's see what they have to offer here.
I don't know enough emotes, but I wanted to start today with like instead of the 1s and the 2s, I want to choose some emotes.
You want to do the emotes with the polls?
Yeah, I'm just going to educate myself.
There's better TV emotes as well, which you won't be able to see. I've obviously done a little bit of learning about the emotes in my time.
Really?
Remember, Rush gave us a class on emotes.
He did.
Oh, we do have Rush back on the 1s and 2s today, I believe.
Oh, lovely. I wonder if we can communicate with him through.
He can text me, I guess.
Yeah. Oh. Love a bit of aggression out of Shiro. He could have overcommitted, and it goes unpunished. No. Thank you, Ben.
Well, that's going to shake things up here early.
Yeah, no, that's
4 on 4.
That's a much better start for the North American representation, and Hobbit has again caught Jonji square through the smoke. That's 2 of those. Nasty deaths to concede for Jonji, not getting to see Hobbit.
You don't love to go down like that, do you? But 3 on 4 now.
No.
How many space references can we get in with the party astronauts playing?
Oh, I'm up for keeping a tally.
Well, let's see if my Galaxy brain can have any additions.
That was mine.
Oh, you had Galaxy brain too.
I was just about to say if they came back in this round, it was a Galaxy brain read, but. Well, Hobbit is isolated right now. If they were, obviously, unbeknownst to them, to clear him out, to commit to the site, the smoke will deter.
You want to tell me just some of the emotes you like, and I can find the names.
I like the little froggy boy whenever he's
little
involved.
froggy boy.
Yeah, like anything that's the frog in a...
Happy frog?
I think a happy frog for, like, party astronauts getting more than 8 rounds. Yeah, I'd like a happy frog.
So there's a good one for that. He's called Wide Peepo Happy.
Right. Okay,
I think that Wide Peepo Happy would be good for what you're looking for.
Right, and if this is players dropping no more than 10 rounds in 2 maps...
Oh, wow. Okay.
That would be...
Oh, you look for something sad?
I think either...
something...
Or like a Peepo clown, or like if he's got like a little nose or a wig on.
Okay, yeah, I think we have something like that. Let me have a look.
I don't know, do your research. Let's see what happens here as they swing through long. Axel unchecked and catches him on the mantle. Okay, bomb might go down. The molly's great, though. PTR, days numbered. He takes one with him from the grave, but that'll do nicely. Bomb plant, that's about all. And some AKs to be hoovered up.
Now, I have Googled Peepo Clown, and there appears to be a clown-looking frog, but I can't confirm or deny if that is a popular emote.
Or even, is it available? You know, we don't know.
Yeah, that's a problem too.
Okay, damn.
So maybe we can see. We are monitoring chat, so if you get a Wide Peepo Happy, get it in there. And if Peepo Clown is possible too. Now, because we don't have better TV installed, it will just be text for us. So it's not going to be as fun for us.
Oh, they're all doing it though.
Yeah. Look at them.
They're all happy.
They're all spamming Wide Peepo Happy. Look at the power you have, Alex. Did you know you had this much power?
Never wielded this power before.
Yeah, well, got to be careful with this type of power.
I can see how it goes to their heads and they become worse people. Not us.
Us or them?
Streamers.
Oh.
Like,
so what?
There are some people that actually just get this number when they turn on their like living room webcam.
Yeah.
And then they go, hey, let's get some Keck W's. And everyone's like, Keck W.
You would be really interested, like, I assume you haven't watched a lot of XQC.
No.
But his is like, he treats chat like it's a living, breathing organism. And like, so he talks to chat, but not as individuals.
It's a character.
Yeah. It's actually quite interesting. It is, I find it, you know.
Probably is like the best way to handle it because it's such an overwhelming amount of information interaction.
Yeah, too many individuals.
Yeah, you have to just
right?
treat them like one piece.
Could animate that one. All right, back underway we go. And here comes Shiro. Facial hair now. Let's see if the orc follows. One down. Ben, oh, he's in the grave early and burning hot toes. And John's just going to get the trade out here. He's on the board.
Scratched off by Hobbit. Quick one there to open up proceedings.
They're going fast up towards A here, but they haven't taken a lot of space, right? They haven't tried to isolate a fight. It is Axel over towards balcony and Intis tucked in towards trash. You can see the two of them. They have a bunch of different passive positions they can hold while the 3 players from players are locking down B. So this is good from their A anchors. Lurky boy smoke and yeah, Axel. Not his first day, not his first rodeo.
It's not, nor Hobbits, as I think the tally for the number of players' frags they've managed to get straight through smokes, just based on intuition and understanding, has been very punishing. Hobbit at least a pair, one for Axel as well on these gun rounds. Shiro, though, did get caught out a little bit here. He went for an aggressive one, gets his peek, but a little exposed on the re-peek, staring at the wall, looking a bit silly. Jonji was still one to catch him there.
Oh, look at that, AK.
Ooh.
I like that. Do like that.
Neon-esque.
I think that's in the Dreams and Nightmares case.
Yeah, which was one. That was the competition, right?
Yeah.
So we got some techies, we got some kevies.
I think an A set piece might be the go here, but the fact that Shiro has so much space, it's going to be so difficult to get past him. Oh, he's thought better of this now. So the safety net is enters towards long. Axel and Shiro can lock down the site.
Did you see the silent dismount in apps on Reddit the other day? Someone's worked out you can dismount completely silently from this balcony to this staircase here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you just have to like get clipped on that little brick.
Oh,
and you,
Jay with a bit of a shake there. Good on you, Jay.
Really
He's paying attention to the
nerdy
Reddits.
stuff.
Well, they're setting up for an A pop, so let's see how this goes.
Shiro, I mean, we talked about him. He is going to go for a re-clear, likely with a flashbang. Oh, Jonji gets a face full, but it's actually a great catch. Back of the head of Shiro. PTR's alive. They're trying to run him down. Axel does swap to the USP. That will cost him.
This is a good chance for a round now. Two guns to pick up.
Very good. Very likely if they can just keep this wolf pack at bay, they could boost. Pone alone gets into a safer spot with the AWP. I'd love to see time continue to pass without more bloodshed. It's up to DJ now. He's the only one on the site. Nafany can drop a smoke to isolate, but they're not giving him the jewels. Careful now. Information confirms 2 towards the library side, and they will go for the save. We have ourselves a first round for the party astronauts. DJ comes and takes one with him.
Now we're cooking.
That's great. Only Hobbit can preserve the rifle, and that will be punishing. 4 kills to DJ in the round. He deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, great stuff for him there. And you can see that it all came down to the indecision of Shiro, right? So he's gone, taken the fight, and he's gone, do I re-peek or do I fall back to site? And that millisecond of doubt is how he gets run over. They're able to capitalize on top of it. Axel gets mollied out of position, has to play in no man's land. This is the moment we're talking about. You can see here, he's like, well, he could have fallen to site. He was expecting the swing either a little bit faster. When it didn't come in, he couldn't tuck away. And they capitalize on that room. So the Tech 9s, like the Rec 9s, up to 5-1. Yeah, you're right. Good stuff from DJ.
Just a Tech 9. Look at him. Comfortable with that weapon in the mid-range. And now he's got a
Happy
smile
with himself
on his
too.
face. Yeah, I'd be too. Especially running down players like players.
Yeah, that's going to happen a couple of times. But if you want an alternative, Nafany's anime squad is one that has been approved by
us.
Yeah.
Jonji's up. He's been struggling to get over the half wall unscathed. As I finish my sentence, he catches 50 straight to the dome.
That one sucks, right? Because Jonji's always going to be copping a lot of utility damage with this aggressive banana play. The thing is, brute forcing up is great, but when you stomach that much damage now, he's going to be so susceptible.
Quick question about Nafany's boost. Are you actually less susceptible to flashbangs from that position? Like, can you avoid flashes that would otherwise pop and get you?
Yeah, because like the entry flashes are going to be landing and covered off by the arch, same as the CT flashes. You need one that actually bounces off the skybox and lands a little bit lower, or something thrown from the half wall. It's like a little bit more fruity outside the box, not so standard.
Okay, well, at least forces their hand there. They went for a double app setup, and Axel's felt enough pressure to drop his smoke.
But this is one of the nightmares right now that the players are in. It's in the complete darkness on the CT round. 45 seconds remaining, no mid info, only audibles, and no banana info. So this could heat up over towards A again.
Lurky smoke, but Axel's there to punish DJ on his clear. Is he ready? Is he ready for this? Yes, he is. Takes the head. Another opening kill from the Canadian. And they can punish this now. Nafany's considering a float.
A rotation.
They're taking their sweet time, divining smoke, but they're going to launch into pit. Up short. Still a 5v4. Still getting awkward. Shiro on site as the util reigns in. He's been kept honest. He's low. DJ gone now as Inters arrives. Nafany's rotated in. It's just Inters. Massacres 2 on the way through, and there's nothing left of them with no time on the clock. You'd love to kill Shiro, but it's not to be. I mean, 3 kills, but it's not the plan. It's not the round.
Can you help me workshop this? Because my brain's not really functioning right now, Alex.
Yeah.
But there was something there with the movie, Matthew McConaughey, space, time functioning different.
Yeah,
Interstellar.
Yeah.
You know how time functions different?
Yeah, on different planets.
Yeah, we could have done something there with how much time that they were taking. I'm just workshopping here.
Yeah,
You with me?
I appreciate the workshop. Consider my mind mapped.
Okay.
And consider my brain stormed.
Okay.
I'm on board.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that.
Thank
I
you,
like
thank
it.
you.
We just need to remember what kind of planet they were on. I guess the A site's a different planet to the B site.
Yeah.
The app's a different one too, different passage of time. If Hobbit gets anyone else through the smoke, I am going to be punching my desk for them. Now then.
How long until Hobbit dies?
I reckon he dies this round.
Okay.
To a John G one bang.
A John G one bang.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited to see it.
Me too. It's Ben that takes the space, but it's John G that gets the one bang, even though Hobbit's just vacated and Shiro occupies. Oh, can Pone alone, Catch him on the reap. Yes, he can. Just perfect bait and switch, and teammates alive. It's going to be a big leg up in the round. Hobbit the AWPer. That suggests and implies to me, at least, that they're quite happy to just park Hobbit.
They need some info again, right? So this is the thing. Nafany coming over. Is he going to help and they're going to play for space, or are they just going to sit on back? I know that they were able to hold them at the door before, but the utility this time round, Nafany with a smoke, if he drops that, it'd have to drop it almost now because they are setting up this BX kit, and as DJ joins the end of the pack, it should be coming. Inter's rotating over as well. They can lock this down, mind you.
Yeah, here comes the responsive smoke. Interesting to see he's got one of his own.
Jump up and over here, cheeky boy.
That's going to slow them down. Nafany's so set for success here. It's so telegraphed. They don't have time to go elsewhere. They're just committing. Ooh. And look at over the smoke, an easy find. PTR's gone. Hobbit deals with Ben. The threat neutralized. Down goes the AWPer as well. No time for this. 10 seconds as Nafany wraps up. And it's a triple for him this time.
Okay, well, Hobbit has gone down, everybody. He's hit the deck, but look at him, a big smile on his face, having a giggle, having a good time over there as they are doing as we expected from the players. Oh, that's the shot that didn't hit. So a little bit unfortunate there for Shiro, but Pone alone will get the better of him. Oh, look at him, he's having fun.
Pone alone. Interesting that his full name is Kevin McAllister as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Kevin.
Wow.
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Home Alone in the A site.
Yeah, not bad, right?
Hey.
Mr. McAllister. I watched Home Alone 2 at Christmas.
Did it hit?
Well, me and Hank were just wondering and discussing ourselves. We were like, you know, how careless of a family, not only does it happen once, and it's like family trauma, you know, we forgot a child and he nearly was robbed.
Yep.
But it happens again.
Yeah.
And you're on the plane like, oh, I'm sure he's there. The audacity to not fully check, maybe have some new procedures in your family travel arrangements.
It is crazy.
Just do a head count.
But the way that they treated him, you know, the way that they treated him at the start of the first movie, I don't think they care a lot. I think the mum was just showboating. She was just trying to show some care.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple of choice words for that whole family, but we'll save them. I don't want to say anything in front of Pone alone.
Close relative.
Close relative, I believe.
Second removed.
Yeah, we all know what that means. A little bit more pace to the top banana control here. It's encouraging. The smoke count, however, is not.
Ah.
Hobbit has one.
That is a problem.
One. So they're just gonna... Oh. Oh.
Oh.
DJ still at least flirting with the potential of taking mid-info off the back of this distraction.
Gotta be careful with flirting. You gotta make sure it comes across the right way.
Yeah, certainly. And I am encouraged by... Oh, John G did just get caught through the smoke again. That's number 3.
Come on,
That's
Hobbit.
number 3, and look at this.
Said you're a nice guy. You're not being very nice today, Hobbit.
Exile just containing top middle with ease. The fact that DJ was just about to slink into the smoke as he gets caught out. Ben, no armor, no hope, and a frag indeed. Happy to have found one. Nafany down. Bomb last round as well, looking to win out the half here in round 9.
So maybe we have some newer viewers, and I'm sure we do.
I bet we do.
I bet we got a couple. So just for you guys playing at home, once upon a time, right? So I don't know, that we have a thing called Elite Speak. So what Ben has done here, they're elite, right? If you're elite, you're very, very good. So what we did in the gaming world, in the computers, was we used numbers to represent letters. So 1337 is the number representation of elite/elite. So just thought we'd get you all on the same page here.
And PTR... His name is Peter, so what he's done is he's taken some of the vowels out.
I see what he's done there.
See it?
Yeah, actually.
So he's taken the E's out.
Yeah.
And it still sounds like Peter.
Yeah, okay.
Incredible, the power of a consonant, huh?
That's wild.
Nice, deep, safe incendiary to throw for the CTs to keep the T's progress slow.
KNG does that and then he peeks off of it because it like forces them wide, or you can get like, well, he used to. This is probably years ago now, but you know, the Counter-Strike brain, it keeps on ticking. Now, they've slowed the pace down here, right? They're not getting stuck in early. There's no overreactions, and they're being given the map control that they're looking for.
I realized, actually, that Pete was one of the first pros when I was first attending Katowice at, like, 2014, just to cast. And he was one of the first pros that was, like, welcoming to me.
Oh, yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a
really
very nice bloke.
Guy, and he made me feel comfortable when there was all those intimidating players that I'd seen online.
I want Pete to do something big so we can make sure we get Dirty Peek in for everybody.
Sounds like a Toy Story character.
So yeah, definite pace change here. Shiro is being pulled across the map, and well, we heard them talking about misdirection.
Yeah, and I think this is what we needed to see. The flash is going to sell the fake perfectly. This is great. This is the best opening 40 seconds we've seen out of the party astronauts, and now we'll see if they can launch into the A site.
It's almost time for liftoff here. 30 seconds left. Pwn alone coming back down the banana. U2 in the hands, and they're going to have to cascade onto this bomb site against 3. Defensive utility from Inters available here, and well, smoke drop towards pit. This ain't going to be easy.
Oh, John G dead. Shiro traded, nice catch. DJ from the apartments has made it interesting. Inters is on the site to be cleared. It's Axile in the pit though. He has the smoke. Can he find the frags? He can't disrupt the plan, but he can take DJ down. 10 HP, Pwn alone missing, and he's gone down now to Hobbit on the way in. This is an absolute pandemonium 2v2. Constant contact, bloodshed, another body drop, PTR gone. It's up to Ben. Let's see if he can live up to that leaked title. First of the 2. Nafany to clear, and he's good for it. Big save from Ben. Triple in total, and will extend the party astronauts to a second round in the bank.
Beautiful stuff. Nice little controlled situation there. Axile being a nuisance throughout. The fact that that pit player is one of the last men standing, he's done a great job delaying that. Party astronauts, we were talking about the flow of the round, how they were able to do the default. They were obviously given a bit more respect and space by players here. But yeah, still having to convert a hard one, and bang, the second shot of beauty onto Nafany there, just creeping into the crosshair to infinity and beyond.
Looking to chase that buzz is Hobbit. And down he goes straight away. Hello, and Nafany caught some flak too. This is a big leg up in the round.
They could even just go for a B execute pretty quickly here, right? It's 5 rifles. They don't have the AWP in play that they have to allow work. They have the banana control. They are a little bit worried about some re-aggression up banana. But I feel like the longer they take, the more likely they'll stumble into a Nafany gamble stack. And, well, that right here is being illustrated by Shiro, making his quick way over with the AWP in hand.
Oh, bum. It's going to suck if they don't find out how open A is.
So the thing is, like, Shiro's presence with the AWP, it might lull them into thinking that it's just him, right? If you see an AWPer taking a relatively aggressive line, you might think just the one man.
Oh, how are you to know, though? I mean, you can see that they're actually having the conversation now.
But this is very good for them, right? Because if they were just to try and brute force their way up through shore and apartments, it's just Axile. And I say just, but it's more about his position. If he was pit anchoring again, multiple kills are possible.
Oh.
But where he is right now, it's a bit more telling of a potential save.
Yeah, they did the lurk smoke, like the Fnatic lurk smoke on front site. And it's kept the feet planted, so like mission accomplished in that respect.
Does Axile fight like he knows they're coming now? Oh, that's a nice Molotov.
It's looking like this could shape up nicely. The rotate's coming in now. I need to see them commit. I need to see movement. That's
Beautiful.
A big
That's
opener. That should be the round.
Get out of here. All done. Justed. Beautiful stuff. Little details there. I don't know if that molly landed exactly where they wanted it to, but you could see the idea to flush the player off of that long angle still worked in their favor. And they pick up a big round here. So the astronauts looking good, having a party.
Plant the flag on the A site.
There we go.
John G, yeah, he's in the right stead.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Well, Nafany doesn't know he's behind him.
John G doesn't know he's behind him.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Who knows what we know? I don't know. Wow, that's, I mean, Inters might get him. That would be a bit of a frustrating one.
Our 5 alive, good stuff from the astronauts. They can really start building on a little bit of residual cash here to try and close out the tail end of this half. There was, I was reading it late last night. I have to give it another read, but a gentleman on Reddit, he put up an article that he did about saving. And it was actually a pretty good article to read. It was actually, and then there was another stat-driven article that came out. Here's the opening from Ben. There was another stat-driven article that came out on HLTV about AWPers being more passive and like the value put into AWPers and saving and what the win. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff that people have been writing up recently. So if you guys are interested, if you're massive Counter-Strike nerds like me, have a little bit of a look around. There's some really good content going.
I got like the abstract of Anders' Counter-Strike dissertation.
Oh.
Really well. I mean, it sucked me in, you know, when you just keep more things. The conversation could go on for forever, but sounds like an interesting analysis and
Was it Anders or Jackie Chanders?
It was full Anders.
Okay.
Full Anders. But in the end, we were in a bit of a rush. Let's see what happens with Shiro's mid peak. He's been losing that mid space, and he's actually going to demand it. Oh, look at the nades. Completely carpet bombed on Banana. Jonji, Pone alone, and Ben all with limbs missing, fingertips seared. There's nothing much more for them to do on the openings. They're going to have to count on DJ. They're going to have to count on Dirty Pete. And now just contain any CT info pushes as the healthy few take some space.
Peace and love over here towards top mid at the moment.
I don't think I'd be feeling particularly peaceful or loving towards Inters and Shiro when I walk out Boiler. That is the setup.
The bait and switch, the wombo combo.
Alone.
The 1-2 punch.
Go ahead of the util, but that's, a whiffed incendiary.
Run, Inters, run, Inters, run.
Inters out. 2 for 1, bargain. Oh,
could fall apart now. We're getting a little bit.
Oh, I've changed my mind. This is fine. He's gone down. Inters, however, will rack him up. Peter will knock him down. They have 15 HP, Chad. 15.
The bomb's in a bit of an orky position right now over towards the pit, so nobody can cross if the smokes start to fade. There's an extra one, and Pete's going to show us a lineup to try and deal with that. Let's see where she lands. We're off course, Captain.
Long smoked, I think. Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's over. And Nafani secures it. Good God, that was such a weird one. It's like when you're losing your teeth as a kid, it's just hanging on by one nerve.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Just banging around like a little kind of piñata in your mouth.
Playing with it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, at 8, no mouth sounds here.
Sorry,
It's
guys.
not an ASMR stream.
Yep.
You want someone shoving a tongue down your ear?
We have that too. That's available as well. There's a whole category for that.
A whole category for that. I've seen...
Pretty popular.
Yeah. You know, whatever floats your boat. I'm not here to throw stones. In my glass house. Exile's gonna ruin Jonji's day. He's so distracted and pants.
One push mid.
Look at that smoke as well to follow it straight onto the T-stairs to stop a swing. Inter's ready for Pone alone. Oh, yeah, it's getting worse. It's kind of picking up. As soon as the pace picks up, as soon as players are just given their head-to-head duels, it's gruesome. And I'm sure that that is probably an element of their conversations, like just go kill, you know, go kill, take the fight. That's what Exile's done here. And it leaves us in a 2v4. Let's see what Ben can cook up with Pete. Loads of time for this. I'd love to see them actually use it, even if it is just to drain resources. Give yourself the best shot you have.
We want a boost here. Okay, so just talking this one through, giving him a different angle to fight CT. Well, now they're noted, defensive smoke dropped, and they're going to be flooded back towards middle here, and Shiro's AWP is still posted over towards long. Shiro still has all his utility. So, oh, they're rerouting. You can see how scared they are. There's a lot of elements right now that aren't known to the party astronauts, a bit like Dark Matter, but they don't know if they're close second mid, they don't know if they're pushed up apartments, they don't know if they're... You can see that from Pete. He's looking over towards bridge, right? So they are very scared right now of where the players could be. And they've actually picked correctly, because it is Inter's tucking tail hiding in graveyard right now.
Could he be betrayed by his thick, juicy booty?
I think he's safe in this position here. And he's just going to wait for a sound cue. So this is very smart play from one of the best supportive elements in the game at the moment.
Oh, Pete's really patient. You have to go, bro. You got the bomb.
Going to plant D. Oh, he's planting. And dead. Yeah, well done, Inters. Yeah, Inters did perfect. The whole understanding of that was let them into A. We'll kill them when they go for exactly that maneuver. It'll allow the teammates to rotate over. So great stuff from Inters there. Just staying a little bit hidden. But all good in the hood. And 10-3, the scores on the doors. So it's going to be max loss bonus into the next round of play. So you leave yourself about $1,000, not euros. And you should be all good for a bye next round for the party astronauts. So they've done exactly that. Got some techers. And the techers is where DJ was able to do some of his absolute best work. Let's see what they can get out of this one. If they can get, 4 or 5 rounds here in the first half, we can see if they can put up a CT wall. They can try some of these aggressive CT maneuvers of their own. But it worked before when Shiro had the indecision with the AWP over towards porch side, right? So they might try and catch him out again with a similar maneuver. But here's the deal. It's an adjustment from players. Inters is here to back him up, right? Inters is definitely up close and personal. Axel still close towards the apartments as well. They've prepared for this type of a maneuver. So you can't get away with the same trick twice in Europe, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that is going to haunt them if they do try the same kind of approach. John G in the apartments going to be leading the pack with the bomb on his back. Shiro with a wrist flick up required, and he will actually just fall out off those flashes. Oh, unchecked Inters, 2 for 1. It's a good deal. Counter flashes are present, rotates on its way. DJ looking for an upgrade. Has managed to secure himself an AK-47. And they have got the time to maneuver and to keep the CTs guessing. I think this would be a really, really opportune moment to isolate Nafany.
Hard angle to clear this one.
Yeah, not with the Tech 9 either. Ben does so again. That Tech 9 fills the feed for an equalizer. Now they can charge B. This is such a good call.
Hobbit's
It's wide open.
moving.
Hobbit didn't even start to Scarpa. He's so concerned about the commitment A. He'll play
Another one of
retake.
these. Come on now.
It's going to work it out now as the util lands. Boys, I think we've got it. That's the conversation now, realizing that the hard part isn't necessarily done. DJ!
Oh, 2 targets.
Oh, and he takes down the rifler. Pone alone has to get this bomb down now. They're going to rush it down. Bodyguard dead. Oh, it's too easy. Too easy for the boys to handle. Axal arrives for a double. 17-7. But yeah, good plan, certainly on a conservative buy. They will have every bell and whistle they need for the final round of our first half here.
Good to see Axel having a good performance. 17 kills for him. Inters with 14, 12 for Hobbit, 9 for Nafany, and 9 for Shiro. On the other side of things, we've got DJ on 11. Ben with 9 to his name, 5 for Jonji. Jonji's had a rough go of things, constantly dying through smokes to Hobbit, right? So he's the banana entry. 3 for Pete, and Pone alone down the bottom of the scoreboard there, just with a mere 1 at the moment. But there's still a whole nother half of Counter-Strike to be played. Plenty of time to turn that around. Pete's got the AWP this time round. Show us what you got, Pete.
Give us that T-side AWP in Magic. He's giving us a Zywoo. And I don't remember him getting flashed so often. He's put a couple just shy of the mark.
Oh, what about that?
Jumping J, Pete from Pete. Leaps over the half wall and sends Hobbit to the Shadow Realm.
Straight Zywoo do it that way.
Straight to Mount Doom. Woo! Thrust into the lava. Hello, mate. Hello. Any more of that? Any more? Where that came from?
Oh, he's given the AWP over to Pone alone now.
Oh,
so
okay.
let's see. They're quickly regathering the troops over towards A. Plenty of util. If they get a move on, they can run down Axel here. Inters is floating towards Library. This is looking good for a 4th.
Getting their lineups right. And charging into Inters and Axal's domain. They love it here. They've thrived in this environment. They're responsive util, usually pretty on point. You can see Jonji's going to be given the brunt of it. Axal tucked in on Mini. Inters, nice clear from Jonji. They need this headshot clean.
Beautiful.
And just like that, the round should be theirs. Running down is Nafany. First of the 5 required, provided he has to close this gap. He's lined up, and so is Jonji. Good golly. This is falling apart fast if the nade lands on him. Just shy. Ben and DJ need to save what was a 5v2 into a 1v2. Shiro's a threat and down before it can spiral. They'll take 4. 11 in the bank for players. A fantastic finish and flourish from the party astronauts, headed up by a fly in no scope. We'll be back for more fun and games in just a moment.
Hey Future Pros, sometimes in CS you just want to get aggressive and take the fight straight to the enemy. I'll use this mid push from Astralis to demonstrate a reasonably good approach to get up in the faces of your foes on Inferno. It really helps if you're keeping track of the T's economy, as doing this against a fully bought T side will have varying results. This strategy requires 3 Future Pros, 2 HEs and an AWP. Future Pro number 1. You'll be the player who pushes deep into mid. As you make your way to mid, get your HE out and lob it down mid. This makes sure that if anyone does face you, then they will already have taken some damage. Make sure to push along the right side of the wall so you don't get killed by a T holding steps. Tuck yourself into this corner and listen for any noise or calls from your teammates. When Future Pro 3 has made some kind of contact towards T steps, this is your cue to peek out and hopefully get a free kill. After this contact, keep your head on a swivel, as multiple Ts could be about to flood out ult mid or T steps. Future Pro number 2. You will mostly be holding ult mid, but first throw this HE just as Future Pro 1 does. Once you have thrown your HE, it is possible for Ts to be close to you already from ult mid, so be ready for a fight. You can cycle between holding mid and ult mid depending on how the Ts are pushing. Be confident in your aim and quickly process any information you receive. Future Pro number 3, you'll be holding T steps from the top of mid with an AWP. Your role is to relay information to your team and act as support so your fellow Future Pros can't be singled out. And that's it. Going aggressive as CT is always a risk, but if you and your lads are feeling dominant, this can be a great way to control the flow of a match. It could completely fail as well, and if it does, I don't want to hear anything in the comments. Get some DM in instead and keep improving.
Roll up. We are recruiting. We need answers. We've already got NIP, Entropic, Fnatic from Group A, Furia, ENCE, and FaZe locked in for the playoffs, or at least an opportunity to see them again here at Pro League. Now in Group C, players Liquid, Godsend, Big Clan, Movistar Riders, and the Astronauts who like to party. One of which we've got them here now in the server. We just watched them have a go on their map picks T side. Sides have swapped, players on the other end of the spectrum, of course, with high expectations attached to them. We're going to see if the Party Astronauts can have some fun and get rolling on that CT side.
We like to party. We like to party. And away we go. So a couple of you getting involved in the Twitter sphere, letting us know that you're awake from the States right now. The 1xBet odds clearly favoring the players. Flash forward, John G partially blind, but we'll get away with his life. So no qualms as far as the damage is concerned, but Banana Control gifted on over here in the P250 splash. It's going to make a bit of a splash as far as this Banana Control is concerned. Mr. Pone alone. Home alone in CT spawn, rotating to try and bolster this B defense. But yeah, like this is the thing, it's gone quiet. It's a little bit too quiet.
He's in the right place. It is just going to be the Kevlar now. Lots more nades where players are concerned.
Oh, the rear aggression from DJ here could be huge, Alex. This could come down to the timing. One and away, that'd be nice. Away.
Yes, it's just chipped from the pack. Pone alone through the smoke to provide support on short. They've given up long though. Peter's responsible for this. And if he goes down, that could start the floodgates of a mid to B.
Anthony's already through though. He's going to be quite quick.
Through the smoke, Pone alone handles business, gets a good frag. Hobbit though from the balcony. Shiro's fragging too. 2 on the site. Oh, and they're losing. They're dropping like flies. Shiro tapped the head of Pone alone. Now DJ, a lot on his plate, and he continues to deliver. He started this round. He might finish it as well. Shiro! Oh, dear! Shiro 4K. And in quick succession on the P250, reminds the Astronauts who they're up against.
Yikes, that one's going to send them into outer orbit right there. That shot from Shiro, just a banger. The fight coming in, you think you're going to capitalize. Maybe he's starting to reload. Maybe he's trying to find the bomb, but bang! That's all you need right there to get up to 12. Here it is. Both players trying to get on top of DJ. He's fighting me. I need help. Coming on in. Jonji trying to isolate, but that is crisp from Shiro.
Just clothesline. Yeesh.
Up.
Okay.
Ooh, Nafany getting loud here. Nafany, the anime protagonist right here. Having fun early.
Oh, DJ tried so much there. He got the first pick. The fact he even contributed a second. He's going to feel hard done by there. Shiro, though, just an absolute animal. So 12. That's much closer to 14 than 14. Much closer to 16 than 4.
When you knew we're doing what would we need to get?
Stating the obvious. I don't know.
MR13.
MR13. Yeah. Not the one.
No.
I did play some MR12 back in my day.
In the Call of Duties.
13 being the magic number.
Yeah. That's what it was in Counter-Strike in the early days.
Yeah. But I like our lengths now. You know, it's a conversation for another time. Hobbit did just catch one from PTR. Right then.
I think just executing B, knowing that there's a scout on the board, is probably not too shabby. And actually what Nafany's doing here is applying so much pressure with presence alone. They've baited out this smoke. It hasn't afforded a rotate just yet. You can see clawing and clamping down on top mid with 4 of them. So Ben is trying to puff up his chest and seem like he's a little bit more threatening over towards B than he actually is. They want to funnel them in towards top mid. And I suppose if they execute B right now, Ben should just stay alive and safe, right? It's going to be hard to justify retaking this. Here comes the exec.
Unless Ben kills all of them with 28 HP and a 5-7.
Yeah, it should be everyone's 4-letter word of save.
Okay.
Should have no problem saying this one, guys.
S is for save.
Oh, we did say we were going to start, you know, seeing if we can get the younger audience involved.
If I don't know if they're like 8 years old.
Wait, this double nade combo could be potent here.
It'd be fun. They've even
The
thrown
bomb
the
across.
Enters on your red sun.
Oop, oop. That's one.
Yeah. Well, he's not dead.
No, he's fine. Or on 5.
Don't know, yeah, fine. Perhaps a little stretching of the truth, but here they go. Do they save? Do they go? Do they lose 2 players?
Do we save or do we go now? I'm quite musical today.
Oh, I'm proud of you, and I'm not so proud of the Pi astronauts as they have done the worst of both options. It's lose all your weapons, including DJ's MP9. Everyone's so low. You know, you're all sitting there getting your damage report, knowing just how close you were to taking some lethality. But Party Astronauts now on 2,700 for PTR, 4,100 for Pwn alone. But it does look like it will be a conservative and then playing for that 16-14 regulation finish.
After the nades got them nothing, probably should have just been the same. But they felt a bit too committed. They went for it. They lose everything. And now likely the map. But Ancient coming up next. Excited just to get some Ancient in front of everybody. We can have some fun with that. We can tell you about Hugo's ledges. We can talk about Hugo's bedroom. Because Hugo's not here.
Let me try my new emojis in the chat.
Okay.
Can I just get a love heart?
Love heart.
If you like Ancient and play it with your friends in your pug realms. And can I get a sad face if you don't like Ancient and you don't play it, you only play Mirage and Dust 2?
I feel you've set yourself up for failure here. You're going to get a lot more sad faces than love hearts.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but you know, you don't play Ancient or Vertigo, sad face. You don't play either of them with your friends. Hang on.
I'm hanging.
Yeah, so am I. Look at this. Look at this little stack. This could pay off. And it has. So too on that little eco round. And Nafany's just solved all of the problems that players may have had. Intim's going to ruin their day. Well-managed spray. Very nice. 14-4. Looks like our reports are going to start coming in shortly.
Momentarily.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see some hearts in a moment.
Oh, a couple of
There's
hearts.
a heart.
Yes.
A couple of extra hearts. Squishy 5K, he's a fan.
We've got a lot of Ancient lovers in the chat. That's what I'd like to see.
Look at the flood of sad faces. They're battling.
Dust 2.
They're battling. Sad faces, I think, are winning.
No, no. I'm seeing way more. Oh, there's a lot of sad. Oh, but there's some love.
It comes in waves.
It does. I don't know, man. My poll is telling me there's a bit of an Ancient 50-50 ratio.
Let's go 50-50.
Let's call it 50-50.
I like 50-50. And that was a 50-50 duel from Pete. He dead.
Bloody hell, they're running him down. Yeah, I haven't seen pace like this in some time from the players. They're already up. Pwn alone's caught Shiro. We like that, rotating that AWP around to contribute, but they are about to flood into A.
Well, but it's minute 25. I think they're in.
Yeah. Oh, so suppressing. All the nades are there. Like they're not missing anything ever. Boost could be nice. Maybe over the smoke and it's pre-aiming it, I reckon, John G. John G is never felt quite how he feels towards Hobbit in this game.
Yeah, I said at the start, how can anyone dislike Hobbit? Maybe John G. Dislike poor Hobbit. Just leave me alone, Hobbit.
He's pre-aiming the boost.
Well, they have to save. While they're saving, Alex, can you name all the planets?
Me? Oh,
We've done prime numbers, primary colors.
But I didn't do very well on them.
You just Googled the planet. You're cheating.
I wanted to make sure I didn't miss one.
I just want to know if Pluto's still a planet.
No, it's not. I think I would have got most of them. I think I'd probably forgotten Mercury. Mercury, for some reason, just slipped my mind. It's more of something you put in thermometers. Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. Now we lost Pluto.
Poor Pluto.
What galaxy do we live in?
The Milky Way.
Congratulations.
The Milky Way is on Orion's belt. What movie is that from? You can play along at home.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, Men in Black.
There you go.
Yes. 15 is a number that's very close to 16. And that's my
Counting with
analysis.
machine.
Thank you for coming. Now, I reckon, for all of my money, that we are going to see players win this Inferno.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Listen, I like to make outrageous bets.
How does it go? I think that's as safe as houses. You're going to melt here. Oh.
That's a 19th death for John G in 19 rounds of play. No, 20 rounds. This is the 20th. Excuse me.
It's never fun when that's happening to you. This is a little close mid-stack that could go wrong. Another deep mid-nade, not going to do lethal damage, but more peppering.
Yeah, I mean, it could work.
Look at this crossfire of Hobbit and Intus.
Yeah, it works. It's one way to do it. One way to hold your middle. Just drawn an invisible line as to what they will accept and what they won't. And they are walking on in, so perhaps this will be rewarded. All of that funny business at B.
Just caught him.
You stick your bottom out. Peter's actually gotten away. Ah, that was a real opportunity.
They're too close now.
Yeah, they might just run into Ben here.
Oh, got to be careful as well if you want to consider spamming back. That's one way to go on down. So they hold their tongue, and now 34 seconds remaining. Pete rotating over to help Ben. Sounds like the kids I went to school with. Pete, Ben, Stephen, Mark, Daniel, I'm sure he's around here somewhere too. And here they go. 2-on-5 on the B bomb site. Can Ben and Peter get this one done?
Straight through. Nafany's having some fun and games. Knocks the head off of Pete. Poor Ben. A whole team to best, and he'll just take the one. Hobbit falls, and with just 4 seconds to spare, the bomb planted uncontested. It's going to be Poden alone and DJ for a last hurrah. Gallivanting into the bomb site. Imagine if you could summon your mount. Just gallop in towards the new box clear. There goes a well-placed incendiary. The Pwn alone builds off if he was ready for the close angle. Shiro was, though, and yeah, time very sensitive for this mission. DJ spotted out, hunted down. They've got him locked in, and Shiro's the one to deliver the final blow of Inferno. 16-4. Convincing stuff, the individuals popping off from players.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here, just standard. And this is the team that are the favorite to take out the group, right? Players are expected to get on through. I think there's some people out there, you look at the names, okay, maybe Liquid's in that mix as well. You know, maybe you're expecting Big to go through, but I think it can be quite open. We've got Movistar Riders, we've got Godsend with the likes of Henny here. So I'm curious who players think that their biggest threat are within this group, but it's obviously not the Party Astronauts on Inferno, right? We do have Ancient, the next map coming up, and that one's that's going to get me excited. But that's a bit of a shellacking right there. Over to Heku with the interview.
Yeah, Chad, right now I'm joined by Hobbit. Hobbit, this it was pretty easy for you. It was the map pick of your opponents, but like they barely managed to get any rounds. The question is, like, did you actually prepare against them, or were you just playing your own game?
Of course we prepared. I mean, every team here can beat everyone. So we respect every enemy, every opponent. So of course we prepared. We had like good plan. So it works.
I mean, it definitely works. But the thing is, the next map is going to be Ancient, and I believe we did not see Party Astronauts on Ancient. How did you prepare for that then?
I mean, we do. To be honest, it was. I don't know. I think they expected that we're gonna pick Ancient. It's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know. We don't have so much stuff, so much I don't know, food about them. We'll see. We'll see. So we have good city side. We have better T side than last time. So I think everything gonna be okay for us. Yeah.
Looking forward to see it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Inspiration, like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit.
A whole lot of silence there, and I'm not just talking about what the party astronauts brought to this party. Turns out they're not the life of it. And, of course, that would mean that Inferno went heavily in the way of the players. I'm here with Yanko and Kasad to tell you all about how close this one wasn't, rather. Party astronauts not getting the start they wanted.
This is how it would be like if Kasad was responsible for, like, organizing the party.
Oh, just kind of deflated. Kasad, defend yourself, man.
Well, he was right.
Hey, fair enough. Yeah, so this party ran a little short for the astronauts. They just simply outclassed in a way. If you think about the caliber of team that we have from the players, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, disparity is just massive, right? I mean, in skill and team play as well. We can't forget the fact that Party Astronauts are even here with the stand-in and players. They're one of the few teams that actually didn't make any changes during the player break, right? So this was always going to be an impossible task. One would say, Trace, even a David versus Goliath sort of a struggle.
He's about right, but he was also right when he said like there's a big disparity between teams. Definitely, GAMBIT came into this game very focused, and then you can see Shiro just rotating from the beginning, like he was very mobile and getting the openings. And the thing is, like for Party Astronauts, they even got some of the openings themselves, but they weren't able to like finish up the rounds. Every time they got to the site or A or B, doesn't really matter. They had like they stop and then execute. They don't execute properly, and they just couldn't finish the round.
Yeah, man.
Also, it's like players are one of the most annoying teams for underdogs to play against because they're really disciplined, right? Like, I mean, you can tell even in the 4v2, Inters is just hiding in graveyard, right? Like, he hears them running in, he's still not peeking. Like, they're just going to play the proper way, right? They're not going to give you too many gifts, like we want to call them, like rounds where they just kind of, do something silly a little bit. They play a little bit too relaxed, right? They throw a round away. No, they're just here to, they're businessmen. They're here to get it done, right, and get out of here.
Yeah, and they have done that. Round 10 might even be something. Please, sing us in.
No, maybe later. Let's move.
You've got one more, how's the song go? You've got one more map just to get this? Oh, well, at least for the side of players. This is round 10.
Yeah, it's just about, like, the clutch in the end, right, for Party Astronauts, like how difficult it was for them to secure some of these rounds, even though they had an advantage, right? Axel was playing great, his signature position down in pit, and this is going to be down to Ben Leet in the end in a 1v2 situation, really to clutch it out, and it really took, almost heroics of this sorts for them to even put some rounds on the board.
Definitely, I think GAMBIT was like players were kind of too slow in this one, and they lost one anti-eco as well. That's like 50% of the rounds that Party Astronauts got. So overall, they didn't show much. Like I said, the biggest problem for them is not gaining ground, is not getting the open, is just finishing up the rounds. You can see, like, even right here, they got like only the one that they got. It was kind of clutch.
Hey, so what I was thinking was, what other time frame could we possibly have PTR and Hobbit on the screen at the same time? Yanko, is it ever possible?
Maybe we get
to
see this some games.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Trace, after this, most definitely not.
True.
Beforehand, was there a timeline in which they could have played each other? I'm not 100% sure.
Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure, according to my short, varied research here, just via Liquipedia, PTR, starting in 2012, calling it quits around 2020. Says, you know what? It's Counter-Strike business. Maybe it's not for me. Back to base.
He's going to play last year, right?
He's come back, obviously.
Bad News Bears, I think we played against him in the first RMR. It was CS Summit back in May. I think he was there, and then he stopped after that, and I think they got junior.
So you retired PTR, is what you're
No, he stopped after that one. But I think they got junior.
And you stopped after the second one?
Yeah, I stopped. That's it.
So should we just stop now, or what do you think?
You should.
Please.
Oh, okay. Well, I would do that, except for this series is not quite over. There is still some fight in the Party Astronauts somewhere. Surely they can find something. I mean,
just like there's some life in Kassad, surely, somewhere.
Surely.
I got the left, leave it somewhere.
Do something. Do something. Anyway, yeah, that's right. The hashtag EPL meme review is back on, so I might as well go ahead and tease that up a little bit. We had some great submissions last week.
Wait, who voted? Who won last week? We didn't see that. We weren't on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm 0-4 for now, so.
In meme reviews.
No,
How do you lose something you're not competing in?
I was thinking of talking.
He is the winner in meme reviews because he's the meme.
He is the meme.
He's won.
Give us your best Kassad meme.
We are every day.
Hashtag EPL meme review, all that good stuff. Go ahead and get it on the social media Twitter sphere if you
Vitamin D, Trace.
Vitamin D for D's. This is going to be us going to a break and coming back with the second map of the series. Party Astronauts going to try what they can, but goodness gracious, it's not looking good. We'll be right back after this.
after map 1 players just got up, went outside, had a talk, came back if it's another day in the office. When it comes to Party Astronauts, they seem a little bit sad, but they probably expected this outcome. Now it's a matter if they will be able to show us something unexpected and ancient, because players are ready for anything. So let's just start the series.
Let's get this party started. Thank you, Heku, just giving us a little taste of what's going down on the player tournament area, taking their quick break in between maps, as you should have as well. I hope you grabbed yourself some snacks, some hydration. Perhaps you sent that text you've been meaning to send.
Oh,
yeah.
Got a couple of those.
Just check in on them, you know, make sure mum's good, check on dad, check on your pal, and check on this game, because we got Ancient.
Be quite the dissuasive force, about to get pushed by multiple members is Hobbit, and here they come. Dinks gooshes and he goes down, so they're able to clear that one up. Shiro's P250, a hero previously, is back in the mix and it's taken down Ben, and they're into B. Getting planted, running through the smoke, and another one for Inters now. Oh, it's the nade that gets it done. This one is looking like it may be done and dusted before it gets started.
Yeah, don't speak too soon. PTR's in the server and he's clicking heads with DJ. 2v2 as Axel jogs over to A. So, retake is on. No kit yet, but maybe Anthony's going to win the round on his own. We'll see. PTR through CT.
It's going to be a flank here, right, from Nafany. He might have to get a move on because they are quickly rotating over towards A.
Temple's a hard clear. You're going to be worried about Donut, you're going to be worried about A, and he's actually going to bring the fight to you. Wow, he's taking him pot shot, gives him the info. That's nice for PTR to try and isolate. Hunting him down, bomb half gone. They do need to get on that bomb now. Threatening, Axel deals with DJ. And PTR in the clutch. Getting danced with, Axel ring around the rosy, as that's the first, but not the last.
And there it is, Nafany, the safety net of all of that. Picks it up, the players will get the pistol. Now, look, if this starts in the same way that Inferno did and things are running away from Party Astronauts, let's have a conversation about the cool util sets that are being used. I know that Rush is here to help us highlight with his sidekick of, well, the gunfinder, J-Raz.
Yeah.
Perfectly placed nade there for them running through the smoke. That one really stings. Good stuff, well handled. And, well, we'll get underway here with what is just going to be an eco from the PA. That's not my personal assistant, that is the Party Astronauts.
Good to see Shiro with a smile on his face. Inter's equipped with the biggest gun in the server right now, and he's going to be patrolling middle. Nothing to report. You can see what the astronauts are going for here.
See, the top mid smoke and the cave smoke that they've thrown here, right? That's one way to try and help you get this mid and B lane control. Now, obviously, it's against CTs without any utility of their own. They throw back double mollies mid. They'll do this bit of the mop-oz smoke, as we like to call it. They'll throw mollies down towards B lane. But going further forward in cave on an anti-eco is risky business.
Certainly feels that way. Trying to bait them in. I suspect that's not going to work too well with Nafany's. Oh, God, he could not have found more money if he tried. 3 kills on the MAC-10. Nicely finished off by John G to at least punish and force something out of Nafany. But yeah, very nice. The only SMG is the only casualty.
Now, here's the thing, Alex. If you're Party Astronauts, you probably want to buy M4s, and they are. So their mid holders need to make sure they prioritize Molotovs here, because what Hobbit likes to do is he goes mid and he'll underarm the smoke and he'll extinguish. So if you do the smoke molly combo, he'll just play in front of your smoke and play behind his own once he extinguishes your Molotov. So let's see if that comes into fruition here. Let's see what players have in store for us. No defuse kit. And there are mollies to defend against mid. Jonji and PTR are heading over there. It's the double molly. Oh, and see, Hobbit's smoke didn't actually extinguish, so gonna have to respect this one as more utility being limped out early. Look at this, 1:39, and they're already down to bare bones. 2 smokes and 3 flashes. Make it 2 flashes now.
Let's get executed on here. Unless DJ's good for duel. He's better of it. Forced off by the Galil.
This mid hold is gonna start to weaken now.
Jonji, though, actually on the ledge, bait and switch. Maybe PTR can find Nafany here.
Oh!
What? Galil wins out. 10 HP left on Nafany. Maybe Jonji's set for success. Yes, will catch him on the back. and leave us in a 3v3.
Oh, look at the space Inters has taken during all of this. He's probing through cave. He's got Shiro not too far behind it. Info play as Party Astronauts trying to re-aggress down long. I like the maneuver that they're going for here. Axel might get a rude shock as he rotates back through spawn.
Bomb's coming straight to them. If they can just hold on to this territory, it's theirs. It's theirs. Ben may not know. Shiro's going to go for a clear. DJ confirms they lost cave. Ben to flank him. Bomb's going to come in safely. This has actually worked out really weirdly. Oh, completely booked. That's not the one. That's not the one.
Yep.
Shiro catches him in perfect transition. I'm worrying about that bomb going in. So DJ's opted for Cubby, and he did show himself ramp. So 30 seconds, he will be hard cleared. Jonji and Pone alone will be there in time. Oh, DJ spotted now, anticipating the Shiro swing. Axel.
He's getting flanked as well.
Yeah, this time a successful flank and a great find for the Party Astronauts. They just have to not go down. Oh, the spray was good onto Jonji. He doesn't finish. 10 HP, no time for plant. It has to be the double kill, and yeah, 4 bullets. Jonji will finish what he started as 3 in the round. He locked down mid and closes out on the B site.
Impact kills as well. He got the opener, he got the follow-up, the kill that he was assisted in, so let's give him 3.5 right there. That flank kill, even if the player on site, DJ, didn't get it, he definitely would have been able to convert that one of Jonji. So great stuff for him. Staying mobile in this one.
And it's Jonji on a fading smoke, the Hobbit. So a bit of revenge from Inferno. He really was not having fun against the spray from the players' play.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to happen.
Players.
They asked for it.
Yeah, they're the players.
The players.
And they are players who are known as players.
Oh, no. Oh, and the players are in. They're actually already in. I can't quite believe just how much they've already won this round.
Locked off Donut now.
Oh, God, it's horrible. And you don't really want to have fun trying to clear back through.
A retake is very possible, but with Hobbit's sleeper position, it's going to make a late Donut flank extremely potent here. So all they have to do is get the bomb down, play back, allow Hobbit to play the clock.
DJ's being patient. Like, you got to credit him, but he was not going to clear this. He's not going to clear this.
Yeah, and now they're trapped in Donut. And now the round's over. Poor Ben probably should try and save here.
Well, I mean, and I was just watching the minimap. This is the first round we've seen Pone alone not just immediately set up on A. He felt like he could cheat back to mid and arrive late through CT, but by the time he was on his way, the site was lost. They'd all got through main, the choke point that was normally his responsibility. And so that's a nasty way to concede the round, considering you just had such a hard-fought way to get your teeth in to Ancient. It's immediately just been taken back by the players, and they keep 4 alive.
Beautiful stuff, and it's going to be more pain right now for the Party Astronauts. It should be pistols one more time here. In the next round of play, they will be getting 2,400 as the loss bonus, so we'll have to stomach this one. This shot from Shiro is, well, the round, right? Pone alone getting there, trying to get there in time. But this is the thing. You can't be strong everywhere on Ancient, so if you want to make sure you have enough bodies to deal against like a mid-scrim out with the Infinity Molly that lands front donut, the smoke top mid, the flashes over the top, you need to have a couple of players mid, 2 to 3, right? Or if you want to go aggressive B lane, have presence towards B ramp as well as cave, you need to have at least 2 or 3 players over towards B. Well, where's susceptible? A, right? Now an A rush, it's not normally the easiest, but if you're able to make sure that the mid players are focused on middle and not focused on rotating donut, that's a great way to keep them in limbo. And, well, yeah, a couple more kills here coming on through. Just ban last alive again. But this is as expected, should be 4-1 now. I think I picked Nafany and Inters in my fantasy team.
Oh.
Let me check.
I picked Pone alone and...
You don't play the fantasy.
I don't.
Don't pretend.
Pone alone, and I can't remember the other one.
Oh, this is my fantasy team. You ready for this? So as I mentioned, I got Inters and Nafany because I figured they're going to win every game.
Yeah.
So I know that I'm going to get some good stats for them anyway.
Yeah.
I got the combo of Naf and Elige.
No, I thought you were going to get a bit liquidy.
Well, because I had to. It's hard with the cash you get, right? Like you gotta be careful how you spend. So I went Naf and Elige, and then I got the alligator himself, Henny, as the AWPer for my team.
That's a good setup, actually. A fair play.
If they all spoke English, I reckon that'd be a pretty good team.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Smoke to the top of middle. Gonna force Jonji's hand immediately. This standoff between Jonji and Hobbit continues.
3B, 1A, 1 mid. Nafany, creepy crawly. And they're actually aggressive here. So those wallbangs, we know how paper thin this is. Rain is great at demonstrating exactly that. If you ever watch any of his games on the map of Ancient.
Smoke fades. Hobbit worming his way into middle, keeping Jonji on his toes. So he needs to be able to maintain the call that Donut can't be walked on. That will ruin PTR's current setup for A. So
yeah, he's already lost that.
He's lost. Yeah, he doesn't know. So PTR's just hoping that they haven't walked on Donut at this point. And that's exactly what Hobbit's starting to do.
I guess he will get a tell before they exit out of Donut in this position here. It's unlikely to just walk out and hard clear and shoot him in the side of the head, but I think that little timer is up. He's going to start to pivot on back into something much more passive. And an A split would be perfect now. Inters can actually backpedal all the way through Spawn, pick up the bomb, join Nafany, who's been deep in main listening for any sound cues. Axel, Hobbit, and Shiro can start working their way here up through Donut. And, well, away they go. Pete's missed that one. Under pressure now.
Lots towards his location. The smoke donut will buy time. He's
no one's rotating, man.
He's re-aggressive.
There's the rotate.
Oh, Jonji to clear. Axel's ready. And Jonji's beating him.
Good find.
Big find. Ben to rotate through. They have a bit of middle. It's up to this glass cannon AWP on the swing. Oh, bullied.
Numbers here, though. They can do this.
Yeah, maybe. Ben has to deliver here. Hobbit is going to go down. It's more contributions from Jonji. Shiro misses his shot, and just like that, it's blue on brown in the feed. We see Party Astronauts successfully defend off the back of another impactful round out of Jonji.
Very slow stuff there, right, from players. It felt like they could have had a bit more quickness to that. I think pace was their undoing in all of that round right there, but good stuff. Party Astronauts rotate around. They take the space. That Jonji fight onto Axel really set things going in the right direction, even with this swing from Nafany into the head of Pete. Handled, taking care of business as we look at round number 7. Pone alone will get the grace of the AWP this time round, and Shiro doesn't have one for the other side. They are quickly scampering over towards B. Jonji aggressive middle as well with some info. Lots of steps being heard.
Oh, Nafany just runs straight into the DJ double. Don't get that every day of the week. You put the AK on his CT setup and the headshots just rain in. Really big leg up now for Party Astronauts. And ideally, I know I don't want to be that guy that makes a win sound less enthusiastic, but if they can keep all 5 alive here, Chad, they will start to create a lot more pressure onto the players' T side if things go awry.
Now, it's a minute 20 on the clock. Let us know in chat. Is it going to be... what's a sad one?
A sad one would be a 3 versus 5.
No, I think they're going to save. Basically, I want to know if the people at home think with a minute 20 on the clock if players are going to save, because I think they're going to save.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though they are a little more loosey-goosey today than they normally are?
Yeah, I think they're going to save.
Okay.
Maybe one player goes in and looks, and if he gets a kill, then they consider it, but I think most realistically, they just save.
But you have to sit here for 50 seconds.
Yeah. It was a minute 20. Well, it was like a minute 35 when the first 2 deaths happened. And it was probably already thinking about saving.
I mean, I may as well do some research. I've always wanted to know what postmodernism is. Modern.
I'll look at more space things to say. Things in space.
Late 20th century movement. Skepticism.
Oh, they're walking in, actually. Hold up. Oh. Now they save?
Axel gets 1, loses everything, including Shiro actually getting a chunk taken out of him. So now with 10 seconds, just cowering in fear, and I don't think the astronauts really want to hunt and force the issue too much further. You looking for more astronaut puns?
I was just looking at what things are in space.
Well, who was the first dog in space? Who was the first dog in space? Tell me. It was Laika, obviously.
Of course. When did the first dog go to space?
1957.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did we really go to the moon, you think, Alex?
It was shot into space and orbited Earth. A stray dog.
Oh.
Aw. I mean, imagine the story of Laika, you know? Stray dog on the streets of Moscow, you end up seeing the Earth, like the blue marble.
It'd be quite intimidating.
I wonder what he was processing, she was processing. Don't want to misgender Laika.
Well, I found a couple of things here. We got asteroids, comets, meteoroids, meteors, meteor showers, meteorites, dwarf planets, the Kuiper belt objects. There's probably space junk.
Space junk, for sure. I'd imagine it's much cleaner than our seas and oceans. We haven't been there as much.
Well, let's find out how much trash we send into space. How much trash?
Oh, that's totally the future, bro. When we completely fill up all the landfill with our junk, we're just going to start pumping it out into the eternal void.
All right, well, they have gone for a just a light investment around this save Shiro AK-47, and they're going to take a bit of pace out of this. There are estimated to be over 128 million pieces of debris smaller than 1 centimeter as of January 2019 in space.
128 million?
Yeah. There are approximately 900,000 pieces from 1 to 10 centimeters. The current count of large debris, defined as 10 centimeters across or larger, is 34,000.
I like to think that somewhere Leica's probably playing fetch with Harambe.
Did she come back or not?
No, dude. I mean, you're not going to plan a return journey, are you? It was more about the living creature in space thing, I think they were looking for.
Sad.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, it's quite a nice way to go. Better than Fry's dog in Futurama.
Oh, yeah. Yikes.
Do they win this one, or?
Party Astronauts?
No, the Nafni AK.
Unlikely to see Nafni's anime protagonists get up to anything here. They should just get mowed on down. Jonji's been good towards mid.
And flashed in. Down goes Nafni. Round locked. We look to go level. Inters has managed to remind us all what he's capable of, but with the low HP, in fact, quick math, 15 points of health between the two of them. They are going to have very little to contribute.
As long as they go down here to make sure that they get the loss bonus. That's what they're looking for. But now with 10 seconds left, Inters, you might want to swing, my friend, and you will. Straight into the Pwn alone AWP. And, well, Shiro keeping his death stats quite low. So he'll go for another save, keep his death to 3, and retain the AK-47. Now, that's necessary because the rest of the players on his team would all be able to buy, and he wouldn't. So holds on to it, carries it through. And we look good for a full AK-47 round coming out of the likes of players now. Now what changes?
I'll tell you what changes.
Okay.
Is Nafni calls a real straight-up page out of the playbook. Let's see what the page will be. Axel lining up a smoke to quickly deny information towards that donut and mid position. In fact, he might be... I think they threw a Molotov.
Here.
Hobbit smokes it. And they're off to the races.
Yeah.
Whoa, John G straight through. Looking to punish. The CTs have found a recipe to success, and the answer is aggression. Hobbit up ledge. He will not be ready for this. John G is, though. Drops the flame, forces him into the smoke. Hobbit is
reloading.
Heard the reload, will move on it. John G, giving a sound cue back. A lick of the flames, down to 50. Yeah, Hobbit has slinked cave. John G will have to suspect this.
But the thing is, because the molly was past the box, so I don't think he knows that Hobbit's actually slipped on
thinks
through.
It's a ledge burn.
Yeah, so Hobbit could do a lot here. Axel just needs to stay alive during all of this. Hobbit, let him work. Allow him to find Ben here.
Ben is going to feel really hard done by. Really hard done by. No trigger discipline. John G realizes his mistake. Actually betrayed by the sound cue. 4v3, though. You got Shiro, Axel rejoining towards this commitment lane. John G, they know his presence was there, and he's missed it again. Oh, Hobbit's going to clear.
The timing is mental.
Yeah, he has no idea. John G's flying blind right now. There he is. There he is. Confirmation they both know now. Oh, and a perfect nade from Shiro. Now John G, undeterred, walks on in, and now 3v3. They have to recover this. The CTs are working their way into the site. A good denial onto the bottom. Oh, cancelled. Fully cancelled. PTR alone. Isolated and executed. That's a recovery and a half. And John G, he tried it all. I thought as you saw the shutdown 3v5, they'd be able to convert, but I mean, do we point the credit towards Hobbit's wormy ways?
Yeah, I think you have to. I love the all-in play with the 4B at the start. Here it is again. Jonji straight on through, grabbing himself a couple more kills there, and this is great. You can see they got the deep door smoke in. They wanted to do that the entire time. They didn't want to allow them to play the round, and then, well, in the mid-round, Hobbit finds
the only gap.
Yeah, the only space, really, isn't it? And then even more impact here onto Pwn alone, the way through the door. Shiro will finish things off, and going to be double orbs brought on out here. Some early damage done to Jonji. He's not afraid. That's what I like to see. This is a bit of a cat and mouse game,
I think
isn't
you saw him all or not. Yeah, he did.
Oh, Jonji.
Revenge.
Making the most of this.
Is struck. He's not going to be allowed to get away, is he? He seems to have actually managed to turn tail. So another man advantage given by an early Jonji maneuver. He's on 12 and 6. Got to give him his respect that he has earned. DJ. Responsible for cave tucks in. Nafni with full util on his belt as well as Inters. So they could boost on this box. It's a nice position to set yourself up for success. Unlikely to be the pre-aim.
Yeah, you're right. If they do head back towards B, this boost here, it should be worth a double kill, right? At least, even if they trade 1 for 1. Beautiful, beautiful. You're not getting through here. Get on out. There's our cave.
Zug, zug. Oh, wow, Intus did well with
hung
it.
out there, didn't DJ?
No.
Swinging in.
Oh, it could have gone wrong. It still can go wrong. Still falling apart. They know the AWP isolate.
going A, they're going A.
Go A. Exile's running through middle.
Everybody rotated.
The rotate. Shiro can go ledge anytime he wants. It's too quiet. They're smoked. They don't know. Lads, PTR's going to think about it now. He has to adjust for it.
Axel doesn't have to go any further. He can stay right here. They just got to go in towards this A site. Okay, a meal of it made, but he'll still eat.
The rest falls apart. Falls into place depending on how you're framing it with a couple of seconds to spare. Bit of a tutorial handed to the astronauts here. The astronauts? Probably how they feel.
Their booties can fit in the spacesuits.
Yeah, that would be the age 16 and over version. The party astronauts.
All right, well, they're back down to pistols, so not feeling good over there, but maybe they're looking good. Axel even rubbing some salt in the wound with the AWP quick pick up there and the bop onto the final. So 6-4, this is plenty of T rounds right now for the players.
Oh, the 3v5s, bro. Was that two of them back to back? What happened in the last one? Georgie got opener again. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, so back-to-back, two-man advantages thrown away. I mean, there you go. Now you get to stomach an eco. But this, I mean, very easily with some ironed out mistakes. Could be a very competitive half.
Yeah, look, I think maps like Ancient, obviously being quite exotic here, it's hard for GAMBIT to know what they're up against as well. And you mentioned at the start, it does still have quite a CT bias. So realistically, Party Astronauts could have walked away with a bag here. But without the pistol conversion, that does make things quite difficult. But yeah, I think here we might have to see, I was going to say a bit of a timeout. Their first timeout called, just to talk through the options, because the cache is not perfect. Jonji has 3.9. It's 4.3 for the rest, right? Or 4.350 if you want to get technical with it all. So we're talking M4 smoke, flash HE, or maybe get a molly in there instead of, say, the smoke and the HE, you get a flash. So the buy is not going to be great. It's actually going to be... This is the thing, right? There's so many more options available now with the silenced M4s. You can have a couple of people play with the MP9s or SMGs and, you know, a couple of guys with the M4s, and you can make it work with the util. But again, they've opted to just go for the full M4s, which means if they go aggressive with utility early, it's an all-in. They either win or lose the round at the start, because you're not going to play the war of attrition against players here as far as the utility game goes.
Doesn't look like they're setting up for any sort of early util dump B.
They can just creep behind Shiro's AWP. If he maintains this angle, right, he can actually slink Nafany up the ramp, or you know, Intus can come with him and do the same. Yeah, Nafany's going to do exactly that here.
Okay. Ben, first real test. Barrel betrays him. He knows and loses his head. Nafany's not letting that slip. DJ's his next victim. Brutal. As he goes down to a quick click.
Shadow advantage here for Mr. Intus.
Nice telegraphed walkthrough. Here I am. Oh, he baits it with the shadow. Phone alone. Could boost up, and the nade's gonna really ruin their day. It gets...
Look at all that red.
It's horrible.
Very red.
It's horrible. Oh, leave them alone. Leave them alone, lads.
Well, that will be the 8th for the players now. Hobbit is making sure they can't save on A. Pete has been able to get his way through towards spawn at least. Taking away these guns would be quite devastating for Party Astronauts, as in the next round they only have 2,900 as the loss bonus. So holding on to these two, they could both drop M4s. They could make something out of the round, but it's not looking likely. Jonji with another here. Will get found on out. Now it is just PTR, and, well, he should survive. So bomb goes off. 8 posted, 1 rifle retained, and this is going as expected.
Nafany's first was great, but he was so ready for DJ. Look at the crosshair, bang on the money. Shadow advantage into a lovely nade and Molotov combination. I mean, like, just you can see that the puzzle's moving quicker for players. This was the punish, the flames on top, it spreads, there's all that good damage, and you can see that only one of them managed to save after that debacle.
Intus has 364 utility damage, and he probably did like 100 and something then.
With that, yeah. Well, the nade and the spread. And they're going back to A, which is once again completely unmanned.
Yeah, Jonji's just floating here with the Deagle. So if he can hit some absolute showstoppers, everybody's favorite, everybody dreams.
Let's see, a show-stopping start. As chances dwindle, as does his health.
Curtain call, actually.
That's the curtain
The
call.
show was stopping, but it's because it's over. There's no encore.
Yeah. Please put your drinks and popcorn in the receptacles provided.
So I have done a bit of backstage work in theatres.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because my mother, she runs a dance.
So were you at like a floor manager?
No, I was more of a prop mover.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, you're bringing the big boxes out. You know, when I was a young gun, because I was small, but it was my dad and a whole bunch of other fathers that used to have kids at the dance studio.
You the legs.
I would be the one running out because we had these wheels. These were big boxes. My mum, she thinks big.
Okay.
She thinks big. We're
So the
talking
sets.
massive. Yeah. So they're getting rolled out, and I'm the one. I'm running around with these wheels and sliding the wheels under, so the grunt man can go and put them on the wheels. So I did a lot of that, and then I think one time I got upgraded to curtain man. I think one year I did the curtain.
Yo, respect. That's a lot of responsibility.
It is. When mum says curtain, I got to make sure the curtain.
Pull the string, not the lever. There's no levers involved.
There was one where it was a button at one point. I didn't do the button, but the button was slow.
Not as cool as actually pulling the curtain.
No, you feel like you're doing something when you pull in the curtain.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. I want to ring the bells. You know, the old-fashioned ones, like the church bells with the big rope you jump on.
Okay, we can
Or is that
probably
just in
work on that.
cartoons? I think that's real life.
I think, well, I don't know if you jump on it, but I'm sure we can find something.
Yeah, go get like a retreat where, oh, nasty nade. They really are bullying Pone Alone here. And it's just in through their default utility. Great flash to at least facilitate across back. Pone Alone could be peeking into this.
I want to know the origin of his name. I hope that it has something to do with Home Alone because of his name. I really hope it does. Maybe we can get a Hecko interview with him at some point and we can ask the question. Or we can just ask him when we see him at the buffet.
True. Day one of our third group here for the 15th season of ESL Pro League. And you've already got many teams returning, locked in from groups A and B. We'll be seeing them once we get to our next stage of competition. For now, though, Party Astronauts meeting the demon of their group.
Yeah, it's like, oh, could we have maybe had, I don't know, Godsend with a stand-in first? At least we're familiar with Godsend. They're from our region. But no, you get the hardest team first. You get put through your paces, and oh, you've lost the B-bomb site here. Now, they're faking it. They're trying to bait it out, and they have done. Oh, no scope through there. No 2 now is over towards the triangle side.
Yeah, and this one should just fall flat on its face. Not impossible to retake this site, but up against these guys, I don't fancy your chances. I don't envy your task. The crossfire is so potent. Ugh. Revolting. Axar's taken down Jonji as well, and one by one. Oh, it's just an orchestra of destruction. You walk in one by one. It's so coordinated. He does manage to destabilize, but this is just padding the stats. 10th is secured. Party Astronauts sent back to the Stone Age. And we will see the 15th round with a heavy advantage in favor of the players.
I would like to see the Party Astronauts bring out a couple more fun guns. Like art-inspired. Some shotguns,
Don't say
some
the
SMGs.
Not the PP Bison.
No, not the poo-poo Bison. We keep that out.
It's just an art exclusive.
Now, they have, but not because they wanted to. The buy is broken. They've got a UMP, a MP9, and a Swaggy.
Watch them win this round, though.
I hope so.
Yeah. They've kept Hobbit contained. He hasn't dropped his smoke just yet. He actually just stares around the flames instead. PTR's going to have to deal with Hobbit's mid-lurks. It's Axon and Hobbit so relentlessly up to no good. And he can drop that smoke, and 50% of the time, he's not even there.
Well, Cave's a no-go zone, right? DJ at this range with the Swag 7, it'd be hard to find a better weapon for the job. So auto shotty would be great here to munch on a couple too. So at this juncture, they should be pretty safe to lock down Cave at least. Very default spready at the moment from players. They are 2 towards B, 2 towards mid, and Axel over towards A main. Pone Alone is playing a sleeper position behind the tall box that he can come out late if it is the hit, and they're starting to work on this mid control. So top mid smoke deployed. HE to the red room on the right side, and oh wow, Jonji.
Just as Jonji gets there, it's right on his toes, jumping into the angle is Hobbit. He's got too much practice in this clear.
Bloody
Look at that nade. Yeah, Jonji actually takes down Hobbit for
here it is.
Big one.
Here it is. Boom.
Wow, you take those every day of the week, don't you, if you're DJ? He has the security of Ben now ripped from him. The Arlo, Jonji lower. DJ needed that frag and now making it interesting. A dink as well. DJ's been handed a winnable 1v2. Gets the first confirmed.
Time.
The second 14 seconds. 14 DJ. He has to plan. He's chasing you. You got confirmation of it. Bomb
won the round. He's won the round.
He's opted to chase. DJ, he hasn't got time.
Hey!
You take those 5 on the board for the Party Astronauts and 10 already for players. Will this be the 2-0 we anticipate, or have the Party Astronauts got enough juice to send us to overpass?
ESL Pro League feels different from the other events because we're traveling to Europe. We're playing against tier 1 teams that we barely get to play in NA. Like, we get to play them rarely at a time because they're always in Europe. We don't get good practice, and now we're here and we're just dialed in and playing a lot, trying to learn a lot, and we're excited to play.
We've learned about our planets, about our first dogs in space, and we've learned that the Party Astronauts have certainly got a little something to show here on Ancient. It's supposed to be a punish pick, not a map that they've likely developed to the same depths by which they have the others in the pool. You got PTR, Jonji, Ben, Ponalone, and DJ representing North America, somewhat of an underdog story, and they've been thrust immediately up against Goliath. So poor old David is going to see what this slingshot can throw over on RT side of Ancient. They're leaning A towards the A side of the map early, more leaning for a 3-man B. It does seem like a default pistol for reactions.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Retake on the pistol, you can see how that can work because they're not going to have extra utility to keep CT or Donut smoked here. They are going to have to try and scale and take space of Temple. If they can do that, there's a real chance that they can win this. Donut smoke, that's the way Dexter used to throw it.
And it's going to work out for the first cross. They're in.
You need control, right? You can't just sit in the site. You have to take Temple. You have to take something.
And they will. Bomb planted, uncontested. A 5v5 with the bomb now ticking. And this could have huge ramifications into just how competitive of a scoreline we see here.
I'll protect the VIP right now of Inters with the kit.
Yeah, nice contribution early. Nafany does go down. Opponent alone from behind. Stops the flank. DJ's dealt with another, and the shots are coming in. It's Inters and Axile. They are threatening. If you peek, you have to make sure you connect, and now Inters alone. Coming in from Temple. No one's actually aware of this. Pwn alone not actively holding.
Oopsie, Summer.
Oh, yeah, good pre-aim. So there you have it. T-Pistol 1. That is convincing that we will see more play.
Great stuff there as well. And the fact that they fortified over towards Temple is huge. That's going to make their life a lot easier, battling up against the retake. And the nice shot to open things up onto Nafany was how they were able to give themselves that number advantage in the 5-on-5 retake situation. So 5 Galils, plenty of util. Oof, Pete without any head armor here. So on the other side, the only thing that wouldn't have made a difference against was the Deagle. The UMP, the MP9s, and the CZ might be able to shred that head.
This is one of the hardest rounds to convert. Nice flashes to contain. Look how many smokes have just been deployed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smokes on the map right now.
3 CT smokes, 3 T smokes. There's only 1 left for the players.
Hobbit is in a bit of trouble here. He doesn't have a very good weapon for this job.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, good nade.
Finish. Pwn alone dunks him.
It's skittish, though. They haven't run in. They're taking their time on this.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be running into a scary stack, but that's exactly what it's going to be if you don't go now. Already, Nafany's here, and Axel, looking good on the UMP. Looks like a rifle in his hands. Dink exchange. Shiro finishes the job. You've got to be careful here. We need that rifle to do damage. Jonji trying to contribute. Bomb lost to the MP9s. These rounds can get away from you. Jonji's going on a 1v3 right now. There's a long flank. Good damage from the nade. He still stands his ground to try and get away. He's going to go down. Now they reveal DJ's position. Survival, integral, and DJ to close.
Very winnable right now for Party Astronauts.
You know, there's one left side Temple. You know Nafany's holding the main peak. When do you strike? Jonji can't dance with them forever. He's being pushed. He's being pushed. Here comes Nafany.
Oh, no.
He's ready for it. DJ, they know where he's coming from, and that's a really nice mid-round adjustment.
Spotted.
Dancing with him. Oh, he's got the health. Nafany just walking under his crosshairs. So smart. Nafany really does solve that mystery. It was so favorable for the Astronauts for so long.
And Pete was the first guy out against the UMP. I remember he didn't have head armor.
True, that was why he got deleted so quick.
It just felt like it happened awfully quick, didn't it? I don't know if we'll catch it in the replay here.
It was Axel's UMP that bested him.
Yeah, and that right there, look at that nade. Oh, man. Jonji's going for a little bit of a look, and that just lands at the most pesky of timings. Oh.
Everything that Nafany threw at them, not only from the nade, but like solving this 2v2, knew he had to push him, knew he had to get close, does win his duel, and it makes the life so much more difficult for DJ. Never mind crouching under his cross.
Well, this is going to be big exact fast here. Jonji with cave control. They're going to bear down on Inters and Nafany's position. Shiro's rotating over. You can see the smokes. Here it comes.
This is promising. This is really promising. The flash is... Oh, not going to catch Shiro, though. One through. Inters deals with it. The crossfire is so strong. It has dealt with the issue, dealt with the threat. Just enough bullets in the mag and a quick round of counter.
I'm a genius for putting Nafany in my fantasy team and Inters. The points I'm getting today, woof.
Farming. Certainly for the first day.
I didn't set my roles, though.
Oh. What would you have had them as, though?
I would have put Inters as in-game leader, which obviously doesn't make sense because Nafany's the in-game leader, but because the in-game leader is if your team wins games. And then I would have put Nafany as entry fragger.
Yeah.
And then I would have had Henny on AWP. I would have had Elijah as multi-fragger. And then I would have had Naf as either CT or T player, right? Because he's good on both sides, old Naf. He's real good. He's real good. Well, this is a Glock round. Now, if you guys have anything you want to be educated about tomorrow, when Alex and I are back, we're only doing 1 series today. Tomorrow we have 2. You've got Anders and Maui coming up soon. Another Alex in the building.
Another Alex, and slightly more capable in the fragging department, Alex. See what this one goes down. It's dealt with, and just some Glocks to hang out and play. But yeah, Maui and Anders going to be very excited to have.
Oh, they have an easy name, Manders.
Or Mauders, Manders.
It just felt easy.
It does feel easy
in front of Anders.
Yeah. No, I'm.
You can workshop something better. It's just the first thing that came to my mind.
I'm with you, and I completely. I think for now it's our working title.
Owie.
Owie.
But just take away the M from Maui, though.
And actually, technically, it's Anus, right?
Yeah, true.
Anus and...
Or manners. That's just a word, though.
Yeah, it is. We haven't really got one either.
No.
Munge.
Well...
It just sounds like a naughty word.
I think Duff Mike called Dinko myself Spunko.
Spunko? Actually, it's got some legs to it, that one.
Oh, missed the second molly there. You saw that one pop in the air, so not able to get the deep incendiary all the way down. More flashes coming mid, a barrage of utility either way, and Jonji will, of course. This guy, he loves a good biff.
Oh, yes, indeed. He's taken down Hobbit. More revenge struck from Inferno. And if they can build into this, they just have to get past Shiro as it stands. He's opting for a very tight line. Responsible, admittedly, for Donut as well. So he can tuck on in. Axel's got his back, and he can just play for the retake now, coming into Temple. What's that fight? Gets a face full of information. A well-placed nade again. Oh, and Shiro catching one on the cross. Jonji late mid. It is dealt with. And now you really don't get much territory to be cleared. Look at the pre-aim. Shiro knows what you're up to. Not far off the mark onto a double.
Oh, and the flash is perfect from Inters. That's what you want, right? You want two people completely blind on your screen. The wombo combo, the teamwork at Counter-Strike, that is what it's all about. And just 2 more rounds now as it is just around that 3K mark for Party Astronauts. Started well.
Did start well.
Didn't end well. Jonji has 17 kills.
Yeah, man.
Keeping up in the frag department. DJ, had a couple of good moments as well on Inferno, so seeing some glimmers here from the Party Astronauts. Exec again.
At least they're in to the site. Shiro says left, right, good night. 2 of the 3. Jonji nuts, but not enough. It's players with the EpiPen. 15 now to 6. We get the rifles out for one last hurrah. Maybe get your flags on, your war paint, drummer boy, whatever you need and require to get the motivation and the juices flowing in the right direction.
Someone give a speech.
Yeah, a rousing speech. I think that's what's necessary.
Well, they've all got rifles here. 2 Galils, 3 AKs, very light on the util, so their approach might have to be slower. There's the molly to land front donut, and well, they're biffing, they're battling, they're brawling.
Jonji fancies his chances. He's in a nice, sweet spot to punish. Oh, but he's lost his whole team. Maybe this is the moment he becomes a man. Takes off the head of the first. Pre-fires into Exile and now equipped with the AWP. If DJ can just live, Jonji can work some magic. The bomb lost in middle, but Jonji, the longer time passes... No! He got nutmegged well and truly. Nafany just sitting in the real stuff.
But the problem is he has the AWP now, because he's going to need to be quite mobile to try and get back this bomb. You can see Hobbit's position that he's tucked on into. There is no way you're going to break in through mid from Red Room. You might have to go back where you came, which is Donut. You've got Inters and Nafany ready to bear down on that position. You can see this setup. Nafany's covering off mid. They know that he can't rotate spawn to B, so all they have to worry about is mid, Donut, and yeah, they've got everything covered right now.
Yep, we are all sorted as expected. Players have set themselves up in a very hard-to-break formation. There is a slight opportunity here. If he was to swing into the Inters fight, not hiding behind the box, Jonji draws Hobbit's eyes back to him, and they can triple fight this. That's the swing, that's the trade necessary. 16-6, the final scoreline, 25 and counting for Nafany. Looking good for your fantasy, and I'm sure that was not how the fantasy Party Astronauts had concocted in their head for the conclusion. Not an easy start, not an easy opponent. Lots more games to be played in this group. The likes of Godsend, Big Clan, Liquid, all available opponents. We're going to be seeing more from them, in fact, later on in the day. In fact, Anders and Maui coming up next. 2 more best of 3 to look forward to. God Sent Movistar Riders up next around the corner. And Liquid Big to round out your evening.
Hey Future Pros! Back to Ancient with a basic B-site execute you can throw with a little help from your friends. For this execute you will need 2 smokes, 2 flashes and 1 molly. Ask very kindly for your teammate to drop their smoke into this corner, and when you are ready, get into the corner too. To throw your first smoke, aim in the middle of the doorway in the middle of these bricks. Then jump throw the smoke. This will smoke off the left side of site. While in the same spot, aim above this wall decoration and in line with the leaf above. Then jump throw the smoke. This will smoke off the right side, but be careful as the CT could try and sneak around the edge of the smoke. To throw your molly, aim at this part of the door along this point. Then jump throw the molly. This molly will push someone out of the cubby, which is incredibly annoying to clear. Now the smokes and molly are down, aim to this section of the door, walk forward and jump throw your flash quickly. This flash will get anyone on the site, but hopefully not your teammates pushing up long. Finally throw your last flash over the triangle to stop someone from spraying through the long smoke and further blind anyone looking at the ramp. And that's it, pretty easy, and remember, just go B.
I'm your worst nightmare. Cause I ain't taking no losses. And I don't even care what the cost is. Are you prepared for the forces I'm about to bring? Cause I'm the boss of all bosses. I penetrate your thoughts and fill them with doubt. You gon' feel where I'm coming and feel what I'm about. If they come in with the drama, I'm wheeling them out. Cause I ain't about to have somebody here stealing my clout. I keep my friends close, enemies closer. Cause that's the way it is and the way it's supposed to be. Anybody can see there's only room for one, and that one is me. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes.